did see Sox that played it. It was a thing in NA. That was like 4 or 5 years ago, though. Is it the
35 base damage or the 280 move speed that makes them the good support?
That's the question. I'm not sure myself. You'd have to ask OG if you'd like to, BSJ. I can call them from above.
Hey, when they win this game, I'll interview them.
Because you already sound like you're not liking this OG draft again.
We'll get Sox himself to do the interview. I'm sure that's very likely.
Yeah.
Please. That's about as likely as my predictions being correct, odds.
Because right now, this is a crazy draft. Because VP straight up, look at that team fight. You have zero way of winning a 5-on-5 team fight. Well, I say that, and OG sometimes does it, but you got Pango to disrupt some of the stuff. But besides that, these circles on the ground, you can just—you're not going to be able to enter like any of these giant circles.
They even have like miniature circles with the AA.
Yeah.
This is where I feel like I see VP's draft and I think, how do you beat this? And I think, geez, this is where you need like a Brood last pick or something like that.
Sumail Brood, it's been a bit, but he has played it.
That's about the 33 Brood, baby.
Yeah, 33.
Can't Mars just kill the spiders off like an 8-second cooldown?
You're right.
10-second cooldown?
I think it's still playable though, and then you get the talents. Like I guess Mars gets damage items to deal with the tankier spiders.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't pick Brood into Mars, but I might be wrong.
I don't know.
Seems like a decent hero to catch you too.
Are you surprised they did go the Faceless Void though? Why do you think they needed such a long cooldown here versus the shorter cooldowns? It feels a little bit odd to me, I want to say.
If you see a hero like Morph, one that's supposed to be really hard to bring down in the front lines, and you have 2 heroes that can throw their spells on him and he's gonna die, it's usually a really good feeling to have.
Dude, I'm just
a team fight.
Yeah, this VP, I'm just looking, I'm like, this looks like a TI winning lineup. You're just like, you've got all the team fight, reasonably low cooldowns in at least the Invoker and the Mars, but that is a ton of team fight. How do you cap this off? I have no clue with OG.
As Brian was saying, Brood absolutely garbage here. That's why VP ban it against the Mars.
Exactly.
Just to help OG out. Be like, you guys don't pick this, it's bad.
VP knows, like, they want a competitive series.
Yeah.
And they understood they put on a show in the second game. Like, they let OG have it despite having the far superior draft. And this time around, they're like, we want to make sure their draft has at least a shot against us. So let's ban out that Brood mother.
Okay, so we're going to wait to obviously see who picks what here, because I'm curious myself, but
the double offlaners continue. I think Pengo kind of a 4, so it's not.
Okay, we do
Sumail Morphling. Okay.
This looks spooky. I think the Quas-Flex Invoker this game gives you that fast-paced game.
It is a Sox of Void Spirit.
As you say, okay, so I know we weren't the biggest fan of the Morphling pick, but OG, super low cooldowns. They will just be running at you, it feels like a lot. Well, VP, what if you do miss a Chrono? What if you do miss an egg? Yeah. Like, it could go down. What are you guys' thoughts on the final draft?
Seb should have a really good laning stage. Like, playing against Void, with Retaliate, like, I'm liking how OG's lanes can go. I'm just scared once VP get their levels in teamfight that VP has the edge. But if OG can run over the lanes, I see them having a decent shot here.
I think Centaur fell off midway through the league rounds. It just kind of ruins the hero. So I'm not quite as positive in this game about VP as I was last game. So I'll go like 93-7 for VP here.
Okay. Gods, just straight up, who you taking?
I'm taking, I'll take VP, but...
Okay, but the laning phase.
I like OG's lanes. I think they have a good shot here.
Okay, it should be a fun one. Low cooldowns again versus big team fight at Vitus.Pro. Can OG once again steamroll over these lanes, steamroll over the game, or will VP take this game number 3? We'll have to go to our casters, Cap and Blitz, to find out.
Yes!
After 5 losses in a row against Vitus.Pro, including a miserable first game in this series, OG have managed to tie it up 1-1 now. Have they figured out a formula to be able to take down VP? Blitz, what do you think?
They're going with the same concept. Fast, aggressive heroes, get in your face, fight non-stop, as the odds are pretty much still the same. People are still favoring VP very slightly. They think it's sort of a pick-em.
And what do you think about Vitus.Pro's adjustment to it? Because they are still drafting a slower lineup, but this time it is an overwhelming amount of team fight. And to a point where it doesn't almost matter how far behind you are, you can still win a fight with this combination of heroes. You've got the Chronosphere egg with an Ancient Apparition Ice Blast over the top. You know, it's, they might get first blood. They bring my Disruption into an Ether Remnant, into a stun. They're going to give it to
Seb.
Seb.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what their lineup reminds me of? It's like if you let a kid who's just watched Dota once or twice draft the lineup, I want explosions everywhere, like a big team fight, you know, real Michael Bay-esque. Take literally every orange down, like cool-looking ability in Dota. And then you have
And then of course you Invoker, which
yeah,
is
exactly.
what every new player's
just like a
favorite
weed
hero
dream or
is.
something. And I can say that, you know, I can talk trash about Twitch chat. You know, I get paid coupons to cast this event, so you know I'm really rolling in it big time right now.
Yeah, you're a professional, almost 30-year-old man talking about for a living.
But I do think that AA Void is very good against Morphling. But everything else is kind of a little bit tricky.
So you think Sumail could have a hard game?
Yeah. If he plays really, really quickly and he gets good items and they get a fast Roshan, I think that's how OG wins. Because that's how you're going to have to beat the Chronosphere Ice Blast combination. That is the only way, in my opinion, is if you get all the bonuses. Or if you're just like running in and somebody catches solo.
Well, I've got to think that Seb is going to have a good game, and it seems like it. They're going to actually try lane around him and try and shut down this Void as early as possible. They have a nice little kill combo, Disruption into Remnant into Stomp. It's a really big chain stop.
And they do have a lot of different ways to set up fights, which is good for OG. They're sticking with this principle. They're saying, screw this War Protect 1. Maybe that works against Viking GG. But against a team like VP, you have to match their speed, with even more speed.
They have taken a little bit more of a late game hero in the Morphling, though. Would I be remiss to say that it is kind of a blending of the two strategies?
Yeah, but I think Morphling in this game has to play kind of fast. I think it's really hard for him to play this like slowish, let me just pace this game kind of style. Because if he tries to play similar to, what is that hero called? Like a TB or something in this game, at some point you're just going to get Chrono A Ice Blasted.
Sure.
But we've seen, especially with the patch recently, like if you build up a big enough gold lead, like you don't feed it away that hard. Remember when OG got a team fight wipe in their base and they only got like 2k gold for that? All you need is a good start.
That wave 4 missed both the CS there. No one picking up a number denies in that mid lane. The matchup that, well, an easy pick-off maybe here on the solo. Trying to body block him as much as possible with the illusions. Really well done by NoTail.
He gone. And this top lane is really free for Seb. They're kind of Brian.
I mean, they did a good job, right? Soxa, he pulls the creep wave, so now it's sitting so far back that they can very easily pick apart the supports. With the supports gone, now the carry doesn't feel comfortable being forward in lane. Seb has a totally free lane to be able to get as many last hits and denies as he wants. He's 10 and 6 now. They're even going to stack up for 33, though. He's going to have a bit of a rougher time, but because he's in a safe lane, he was able to get a good amount of experience, and he now has a level advantage over the dual lane he's facing.
I mean, it looks like he's in a good lane, too. Like, this is a very, very good start for OG.
They're going to swap things up here.
They are going to move around. Pango versus Void is the matchup that you want if you're a VP, and they're going to lose the Sentry War. Rezo is going to chase NoTail to no avail. They're just going to continue to let Seb absolutely free farm. And I like this, by the way, they're still leaving the rune at top.
Yeah, just like last time.
Yeah, just like last time.
So when Sumail does get his combo, which he's
Not that close.
going to struggle for it, but
You can find it, CS, even with his, oh, they finally got a kill at top.
okay. Looks like they managed to steer on Soxa.
Yeah, despite, you know, Sumail's like 65,000 ping, he's still doing fine in CS.
Go! That's no good!
33 and NoTail. Now going to dual lane up against the Faceless Void. I wasn't sure if they were going to pull both. Oh yeah, they are. They're going to pull both supports down here. So they can pretty much try and lane with either core. They don't have to really shift around necessarily. It's maybe a bit better with the Centaur stun. But if they can pull the lane back, they can threaten this Faceless Void once again. Soxa unable to get the pull off though. And Centaur with a lead going up against the March can certainly do an okay job solo laning. Still gotta be careful though. The bonk him one.
Give him the old bonk.
Still has plenty of HP to work with here. Science is going to be pulled back into the Aether Remnant. Disruption going down as well. Does he have the TP? He doesn't. He does have TP, but a lot of damage. And it's not quite enough.
They try to pop them all at once. And there is
A lot being delivered. Smail trying to go for it, but a tornado to intercept. And 8 to 9. Well, it's okay. No one.
You'll remember that his team very kindly left a bounty route for him, so he's gonna double bottle on bottle. And all 3 top CS going the way of OG so far. I mean, I feel like it's still a laning phase patch. And so far so good.
Simultaneously, like the impact that they can kind of make it work. As long as the laning phase like super, right?
Yes, I think so. Like if they're within like 2k gold, then I would say that the game is still
okay. Sounds like a good metric to work with.
I don't know, it just feels like these I feel like with the patch, these leads are just gonna he's not gonna get the rune ever. Just gonna did no one say anything? I felt like this was a conscious decision. They did the same thing last game.
Can't blame that on my game.
Oh no. I know Sumail's playing for like Antarctica or something, but come on, man. That's a freebie. They lost gold because of that.
They're gonna get this bounty room denied. Solo pops the ward down. He's like, oh hello. Look at that. It does like that. OG, they no longer have that same network lead.
Come on.
Still in their favor, but 33 has right here. But he's going to be pursued both by the Icarus Dive and ILTW with the Time Walk and Aether Remnant, but the burn from the Fire Spirits will certainly get the kill.
Zayas hit every single Fire Spirit there. Really well done for him.
Yeah, another man that's apparently working with ping, Science. But you wouldn't really notice it from the way he's been playing.
Did they get 4 bounties
all
by the way?
tournament long? I think so.
No.
No
Tail got 1.
Not even. No Tail looks like
Soxa got 1.
Okay.
Okay. So 2 for 2. And Sumail is going to find a DD rune. Very nice rune for him in this game. Network lead still very slightly in favor of VP are beginning. But it's really just set up that
They has to impede, so gotta be careful with that bottom lane. A global impact could come through, especially with putting in on his level 6, and you know they want to shut down ILTW some more. Poke at him just a bit here. Disruption. It's gonna grab a creep instead. ILTW is gonna be fine. If anything, might try and battle 33. He does get locked to the spot here. ILTW turns some damage back on Soxa.
they've got to be careful because of the Centaur Stampede.
Yeah.
I think he would have gone for that if they weren't just making that. I think all the fights at bottom lane OG want to take because they know that they have this 4th hero that can do something about it.
But now, that Stampede could be ruined by
they saw the Invoker.
Crosswix Invoker. They did.
So that was a good D ward by Solo. That kind of confirmed when the team like backs off all of a sudden, and no one really wanted a bottle charge there or an urn charge, but was unable to get so. As the Grandpa Christmas Invoker will go denied so far.
Anytime he leaves the lane, Sumail's going to be right there to start doing damage to the tower. So when he makes these rotations, it has to be pretty fast.
Yeah, and Seb is going to get speared along the wall, but I believe he has a hood, so this will heal him if anything.
He shrugs off that damage pretty easily. Level 6 is almost here for that Faceless Void. A very key timing with all their combinations. They're going to go for him again. He's going to go off the Icarus Die, trying to pursue him. There on the other side of the ball. With his tornado spear combination, he's just going to die. To Science. Science is the one to pick up the last hit. Smail cutting over with an Invis rune. Very odd to see a Morphlane trying to gank, especially with no boots.
He's getting up there. He's faster in the water. Everyone always forgets about that.
His natural habitat.
Yeah.
To No Tails, and they go down, sinking together.
And this is supposed to be a lineup that I feel like was supposed to be ahead at this phase of the game.
Yeah, and even then, they still are slightly ahead in net worth. It goes to show that they built up a decent lead, but these continual kills from Vitus.Pro is offsetting that.
Yeah, these massive 5-on-5 team fights, they're going to look ugly. You have AA Void, Morph will die in like 2 seconds with a Spirit Vessel too.
Yeah.
It's really going to come down to Saksa again. Like, he's got to have some good disruptions.
Yep, that smoke's going to pop, and they're both going to be caught up in the Tornado EMP. 33 ditches No Tail immediately. ILTW made the rotation over. Time walks forward, thought about going for the Chronosphere, I'm sure, but once the guaranteed kill, and once you throw away those spells, right, then OG can bounce right back and run at you again. So you have to be a little bit conservative with your usage of your ultimates.
33 is just going to come up here and mess with ILTW. Looks like they're going to battle over the bounty runes. He's got to be careful. He just committed his jump too, and that's why 33 will posture forward. Looks like
He managed to stop the two of them, but he can go nowhere. Burn damage and the cold snap combo.
Zayat's just dominating.
Certainly is. Zeb, I mean, he was the one who had the best lane of all, but now he's been caught 2 different times trying to play very aggressively. Both times, it's a Norn Invoker that rotates over and punishes him.
They're playing very well on the lanes right now, VP. They're trying to offset the fact that the heroes are a little bit weaker by just doing things together as like 3 or 4 constantly. And they're beating OG to punch. Like, I have not felt the impact of this Pango yet. Have you?
No, certainly not.
And I feel like this is the difference maker, because if you try to match the pace of the Void and farm, I think you'll lose. I feel like right now is OG's time. Like, they had this Centaur who, despite his like 2 deaths in a row, he's still the highest net worth in the game. You still want this hero to be able to fight right now. Stampede is still very strong, but they really need 33 to somehow find a way to participate in this game.
My man's trying to work towards the Vlad's, just a typical aura build-up. Style of kind of 4 Too much damage rained in on him. That Chronosphere with the cold feet, with cold snap, and all the damage they can lay into it, Sumail doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, the AA Ice Plus is way too strong against Morphling. He had it channeling for quite a while too, but does not matter at all. Just gets popped.
Looks like they might through the lane. One charges to refill that mana, but it's not the most efficient use of their time here.
I cannot stress enough they need 33 in these fights. Like, we've seen the Faceless Void get more aggressive right now. Not that I'm blaming him at all. It feels like he has to be the one to also push out the wave so he doesn't just AFK farm. Yeah. But I think VP are fighting really smartly around that fact. Like, they're out-rotating and out-maneuvering OG, in my opinion, pretty hard. The network lead is still negligible.
They managed to land that. He still gets a small distance away. Or is he just going to give up his life and gives it up? That is a making streak. But at the same time, in the middle lane, 33. He got caught by the arena and spear combo.
He still should try to hold on to this mid tower, and that's why No Tail's going to come. But I said stocks earlier, but I meant No Tail's a pretty big part of this game, because he needs to be able to disrupt save and be in perfect position. His spell casting has to be as good as Soxa's last game.
Okay. The other thing I was going to say is we haven't felt the presence of 33. Well, we haven't felt the tower presence of Seth with his Centaur. We need him to take some early tower towers, fortunately, with that kill on top lane. They did manage to take that one, but you need to be at a tower advantage on OG, right?
Yes, I think so. I think ideally you want to save this mid tower at all costs. You don't want to give it up for free, and that's why they're doing such a good job of just sending 3 heroes at it. Bad teams, like, take note. If you don't know what to do on the map, just defend your mid tower. If you're going to do anything in this game, defend your mid tower. This is for if you're just going to play stacks with your friends and stuff, and you're like, ah, well, I don't know strategy. Def that tower.
Dagger suit for Seb. So he feels like they need a source of initiation, and he wouldn't be wrong. Double damage. No one's baiting it right now. No one takes it. And now pushes forward. Sees a little bit of a stack here, thanks to the high ground warp. Disruption goes down, but it's just going to set up for the spear. Nice. Okay. Ups out the other side. And now the is going to be able to grab Science. Comes back in. Trying to split out these heroes. Inside the trigger. Science doing a perfect throw. 33 bounce back and forth. 8 resolution onto ILTW. Strong resolution. They still need more damage. Catching him, another Saksa. It's gonna pop it down and try and stop ILTW, but without any mobility spells, he is gonna be caught, trapped, and brought down ILTW with the triple kill.
3 for... what was it, 2 for 4? The SD died too?
Yes, that sounds about right.
This is kind of a disaster. Where they use the AI class, the egg, and the Mars Arena.
Yeah, see resolution. You thought there was a disruption bubble somewhere in there, as did I initially.
Nah, but it just popped out, and they were able to get the turnaround fight. I thought this was going to be a lot better for OG, considering the field of engagement. Like 33 going in, I thought he was just going to bounce permanently.
Yeah.
But instead, it was the turnaround. He didn't get that one more hit on a rezo that would have made life easier. You see that CW hesitates if they have
That is a massive kill. Science. During Sunray, Thunder hits him twice.
and they might finally quickly themselves without even losing their own. Very big turnaround. Would have loved to see how that started, but it doesn't really matter because they get a tower out of this, and they need to continue to just press their advantage and fight. You can see the line being drawn around the map. They're going to take control of this area so that we can eventually Roshan.
This is one of the advantages we talked about for OG, right? Is the fact that they can just run at you again. They had to fight again. They blink dagger from Seb. Finding that stun, and from there it's all over for VP with cooldowns and with the Invoker dying first. Any fight is just over.
They want to take the mid tower themselves to try to negate this advantage because they really can't give up Roshan. And being able to take mid tower, it doesn't prevent OG from taking Rosh, but it at least makes it a hell of a lot harder. So they're fanning out into their own jungle while ILTW farms. But Sumail is, I don't know how it happened, but he is well ahead of the pack when it comes to net worth. He's quite strong, and they're just holding this high ground area. If anybody runs into them, Saksa might be the best choice for it because there's so many different escapes for that lineup.
Going for a Lotus Orb on Saksa. Now that they've taken this mid tower, they are a little bit more free to smoke like this, just running through this mid lane.
Yeah, they didn't have the best fights going on, but one thing they've done very well is Sumail's constantly farmed, and one big move that they did make led to a kill. They might just kill on the same exact spot. OG
Sentry.
Here.
Backline with no one buying back like that. Before that initiation, 33 situation will finally die in the end. Despite the buyback from Vitus.Pro, OG managed to be the victors of that engagement.
1,000 gold, and they're going to go into... I harped on this the entire early game about how if they get me a control the map, I said VP need at least a 2,000 gold lead to be able to prevent this comfortably. And this is the downside of your massive cooldown big combo ulti lineup. If anything misses, it looks terrible. So as soon as he sees the AA Ice Blast go off, he's like, this is a free fight for me. Literally nothing can touch me. And he's completely right. He's got Mantha for the Spirit Vessel. Lockdown for him. It's really just the Faceless Void Chrono into Ice Blast. And they still have, they've only hit that on him once.
Runs off the cold feet,
And again, he's unstoppable.
he takes the kill.
It starts with the 2 pickoffs that they find in almost the exact same place. No one.
Yeah.
They just slowed down this pace-setting hero. They recognize no one is the hero that they need to kill. He's the only non-team fighter. So if we ruin his game, what can they really do? And VP will always have a chance in this game because they have the best counter, in my opinion, to win. But that makes No-Tail's job even easier. Just disrupt the Morphling.
Yeah. He just plays heavily in the back line. Right now, his job is easiest to win this Morphling has an extra life in the Aegis. So he's going to play around Seb right now as he tries to put some pressure on that tier 2 tower.
That was... It's really, really well done by OG. I'm having a really good time watching them because I think they're playing the pace of the game very well, and they're doing all the little things correctly. They're starting to utilize their net worth very
same time, he can catch almost anybody.
And they've got a 5k gold lead, 17-17, but all these early kills never led to that big impossible, and he's just gonna get another kill on godlike Samael. They can't defend this now. They don't have Chrono Ice Blast.
He's only got big abilities. And OG, they know it too. Look at those odds, man.
VP are just crumbling, but they're just getting ran at right now. They don't know how to back pickoffs that they've ever wanted to know when you dive back to one of the engagements. And they're just everywhere at once in these team fights, and so it's really hard for ILTW to set up. And with the Aegis up on Sumail, they're really reluctant to just blow the combo.
That is the full lane of Barracks dead in 22 minutes and 30 seconds. 18-17, and 8,000 net worth lead for OG. And Vitus.Pro ways to go until they have their next round of combo abilities.
You have maybe one more good fight on the side of VP, because they take base really quickly. And ILTW is not scaling up right now. In fact, Sumail's playing a better Void than he is. He just keeps... He has that double mobility, and the time lapse is destroying him. Or the
time dilation.
Yeah, the time
dilation. That is rough. They're gonna smoke up. Life on Sumail means a second tier 2 tower and a second tier 3 to fall.
This is going to be 2 sets of racks. And VP, again, they just can't pair anything together right now. Just gets ran at in every single engagement. He has no breathing room at all. Hasn't advanced his item
idea on how to combat OG.
I think they had the better idea game one. Just continue to try to play fast.
Yeah.
On the map and get aggressive. Don't give them breathing room.
Adjust. It spotted no one. Ether Remnant almost catching him there. Resolution was ready to jump in to bail out no one if he needed to. Seb sees the people this way. Oh, a spear actually managed to nail him. They really want this on the no-tail to dodge the takes him down. Now 33 is going to be able to throw him. He's now down. Searching for him for so long. They finally did get it, but it comes to cause a set. He's now going to be able to chase down Solo as well. With resolution, they're trying to retreat back to the base. The two cores are dead. Solo's gonna be left behind as Seb sees the spear. Maybe he can bail him out here. The three trying to retreat. Tail. He wants the kills. He wants this situation. There's Mom. This is just me. The third lane of barracks here. Double kill for Sumail. Those two. The mid lane's pushing in. Tier 4s are available to assault, or they can take a breather and try and push through bottom.
Ooh, unpack in this game. And with 26 to 18, the score looks kind of close. But 15k gold lead, they can't keep up in these fights, and they're doing such a good job of isolating ILTW or Solo. They're always ripping on one of that combo and making it impossible for them to just hit their full big break shots. We haven't really even seen it this game, and I don't think we will, as they're going to the end game right here. Buyback, only Invoker has it. He's already up, but I don't know what he does by himself. So aggressively, they got in OG's face. They gave them no pressure, and
dimiliki oleh Uji dan Vitus. Siap-siap bikin studi. Dukun ultimate tuh.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
If we are one grain of sand in the middle of the ocean, can you try to understand how a touch can cause explosions? Rise up, we're too great to be landed. Rise up, we're too great to be standing.
They never gonna stop us, fly at 'em like choppers, better took those risks, hold one of my fists, we fire starters, one out of a million will reach those heights, always had a feeling that I won't deny, not work, never could toss, look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks, rise. Rise, cutting my size, trying to make sense of it all comprised. Yeah, eyes, spinning these skies. Never stuck down, feeling paralyzed, but I'm up now. We all too late to fall. Yeah, anyone coming, I'ma lift them all. Never look down when there's risk involved. I got guts, got a lot, I gotta risk it all. Ain't got no feelings, we just floating. Yeah, I'm that grain of sand that made it out the ocean. A couple milli now, I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
So rise up, rise up. We are the apocalypse, and a pair that keeps us floating. As we fly above the stars, the night won't scare us falling. So rise up, we're too great to be landed. Rise up, we're too great to be standing.
They never gonna stop us, fly at 'em like choppers, better took those risks, hold one of my fists, we fire starters, let's go, one out of a million will reach those heights, always had a feeling that I won't deny, not work, never could toss, look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks, rise.
Try your luck and take a chance. Live for the risks in this moment. Take my hand and break my heart. I'll never walk this road again. Stumbling steps, road to a dance where things change forever. There's no regrets, only the past. Will I change? Never. So swing me around, take me down. You won't break me, I'm too strong. Keep saying it wrong, I'll play along, but I will never be a victim. So swing me around, take me down. You won't break me, I'm too strong. Keep saying it wrong, I'll play along, but I will never be a victim. Never be a We barely know you hurt. I grow, I rock, you roll, we steal the show. I lock, you load, we lose control. I won't be held.
turn to pick.
No.
You don't remember that?
Oh, I remember.
The
But
Sky-
I
And they
tried
ended up
doing
going
it.
offlane or
The
something.
Skywrath Mage Legion, man, that was sick.
that was.
Wait, are we gonna get a Skywrath Mage Legion now that there's a Bat Rider pick? I could easily see a Legion commander for Seb right now. Dude, Legion are bad, and I think they have to pick.
And then what do you do with the end?
where's
Do you
the-
put it
where's the
middle, or
edge
is it a
going?
sky middle?
It's a Earthshaker position.
Yeah,
There's the Batten, so it's a one position of Batten.
more than likely.
It's looking like.
I actually don't know what else you do here.
Yeah, you're kind of trapped yourself, and it feels like with this draft. But we feel like that with every OG draft.
Or mid-Abaddon? Like, they're just going to put it wherever the Bat Rider is? Like, we've seen mid-Legion, right? Against the Bat. It's Abaddon's the hardest bat counter in the entire game.
Yeah.
Like, 1-1. If you ignore every other hero in the game, like in the other 8 heroes that are going to participate in the game.
What's the shield cooldown? Sorry.
6 seconds at max level.
Okay, what about early levels?
12.
Okay.
12, 10, 8, 6.
Gotcha.
I know for a fact Abaddon's going to be put against the Bat Rider in lane.
At least try to.
So it might be like, if it's a side lane Abaddon, it's going to be like off lane if it's a Bat 5, but it's not a Bat 5. They revealed it's a core because they have Grimstroke, Earth Spirit, unless Earth Spirit is being rotated.
Swerve
to
it, yeah. We saw it once with Team Spirit, I believe, who ran the Earth Spirit middle.
I think OG is prepared to for that swiggity swerve. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Regardless of the swerving, they do need a hard carry here. They need the Sumail hero most likely.
Yeah, that's the big thing. You don't want Sumail and Abba.
No. I think they're looking for that, you know,
Why not?
Gyro Morph TB type hero.
Yeah, any hero that stands its ground is really good with the Batten. You just want an easy shield target.
Wow.
That's not a hero that necessarily stands its ground, but it's pretty good for enabling Storm to go greedier items.
Earth Spirit as well. Wow.
It's for it's the Abaddon that enables it. I'm not necessarily saying I love the pick, but it is really hard to play Bat Rider when they have a save as well as a hero that can like when you're in vision, they can just close the gap on you and kill you. It's very hard to play Bat into like Storm, Quap, these like Puck. Like you're all about mobility and all about, you know, we saw the Lycan chase down Seb in our earlier series, and he can just run away from you. But if it's a hero that closes the gap so quickly that movement speed and flying pathing doesn't matter anymore, it's very nice. So at this stage, I'm only a bit concerned about OG's draft in terms of the early damage, like super early mid-game damage. Like eventually, Earthshaker, Sky, Storm, they can dump out some damage, but in the early game, I'm not 100% sure, but what is VP's choice here? Do you have to go
a
like,
mid, or they can pick a carry?
do you go like Monkey King? Do you go like what do
You go for like the anti-mages of this world.
I think you have to pick a hero that threatens Abaddon, because I think if Abaddon can do whatever the hell he wants in the game, he's hard counter to Earth Spirit too, because you shield off all of his stuff, including the ultimate. Like you can break the chain of the rocks being laid down just by shielding whoever's ulted.
Could also be a decent PL game, like the mana burn here. But
Whoa, tempo.
No one wants the mid matchup. He's saying, look, I want to just play against Sumail mid, put me on an even stronger laning hero.
It is.
It's pretty insane versus Cinch.
I like Sumail and no one were the first to pick. We've been seeing OG kind of wait. Sumail's like, nope, I want this matchup as well. Let's go. A little bit of confidence there.
Yeah, it feels like you never left guessing where VP is sending heroes.
Yeah,
every single VP draft, like, you know, as the pick comes out, they're complete different like philosophy around drafting compared to OG.
So who do we got? I know we've been going against OG a bit. You two have been going against OG a bit. This draft for me, it actually feels like the weakest one of OG's personally. I don't know if it's for you, BSJ, with your percentages, but I don't know. I don't know how the Skywrath Earthshaker Ench gets stuff done early.
I've lost confidence in VP, but I don't know. Abaddon's so good versus Bat, but then TA is so good in this game. So since I've lost a bit of confidence, I'll go 88-12 for VP.
For VP, okay.
I'm gonna go with OG. I've learned my lesson. Watching a few of the last OG wins.
They're just doing it.
They're just doing it. They're feeling themselves. Sumail's on his Storm Spirit now. You know, I think Sumail's looking like the MVP of this series, despite the fact he's playing on NA ping, and OG, I mean, VP just aren't today, so.
Yep, see, this should be a very good one. It is going to be game number 4. OG is up 2-1. Can the No One team bring it back to a 2-2, or will Sumail zip himself into that 3-1 victory? We'll have to see with Cap and Blitz.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. I love winning. Down you go.
Prepare for battle.
It was your own damn fault. The House of Ernest will disown me for that.
It's been incredible to be able to watch OGs run through this tournament because they seemingly have every excuse you could possibly give them. You've got a carry on high ping, you've got 2 stand-ins that, by the way, have a role where they can't actually play. There's no mid laner here. You've got a carry, you've got 2 off laners, there's no actual mid laner. You've got every excuse you can give OG. And so when they finally matched up against Vitus.Pro, you're like, all right, VP, they're just gonna 3-0 it. It's just nice and easy, a clean team. But everything says that the odds are against them. Let's go into the game, shall we? As we actually have...
I think the odds are against them again. And they actually got first blood on the side of VP. All right, so VP have learned, and the lowest cooldown that they have is now Bat Rider ulti or something?
100 seconds for Grimstroke ult.
Grimstroke ult, yeah.
100 seconds for Lasso.
Yes. So they're pretty much just team fight now.
No high cooldowns.
No high cooldowns, just fighting.
TA, Ember Spirit. Those heroes always are ready to fight. Do you think it's actually going to give them an advantage? Oh, 2-man Fisher. They're going to be able to get a counter kill. They already gave up the first blood,
might
so
be dead.
this ILTW kill isn't going to be worth as much, sadly, for OG.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Don't be mad, he says. I need VP to start tipping and voice lining again. They need to regain their confidence, as we're going to see how first blood happened, guys. Don't worry about that nice roll in.
Looks like No Tail just stepped a little too far. Oh, nice stroke from Solo. Well done. Okay, so Vitus.Pro, with these low cooldown heroes, do they have the advantage against OG?
I don't know. I kind of like VP's lineup this time. I disagreed with Brian twice. What did Brian say for this game?
I believe he said 88-12. VP, I mean, at this point, he's just memeing on himself. So
I don't think he won the first 2 games, though. It's all right, Brian. You know, you gotta throw him out to him spicy.
Yeah, every analyst gets their come-ups.
Exactly. Except me, because I have the power of hindsight. Seb is just gonna battle into ILTW, who's probably dead here.
Yeah, no chains opportunity, and geez. They may have gotten first blood, but ILTW is not having a good game here.
No, 2 deaths already. This mid matchup, by the way, is kind of going one-sided.
Is it supposed to be one-sided?
I would like to think so, because I have lost to a lot of TAs that I think are bad lately.
Okay.
And
I mean, it makes sense to me, because TA is not your normal melee hero.
Let's say it's not impossible for Storm to win the matchup.
Okay.
You have to dodge a lot of side blades. But the problem is you have to Remnant for a lot of CS. And he's going to try to go for what Miracle does. And he's going to try to push this wave out as fast as he can. Pull him into his creep wave. And that's why no one, if you're wondering why he's just going for the auto attack to push it in, he doesn't even care about getting last hit. He knows that Sumail's gone for this. And he's trying to counteract that, which I think is really cool. That's like the mid-meta of Storm versus TA. You go 1-1-1 and you try to pull her and kill her while she still has like level 2 refraction. Nice. Because once she has levels, she just goes in jungles and beats you because she lays out traps and then just keeps spamming outside blades.
So Sumail not going to be able to do that now since no one is counteracting that play. And as a result, 11-2 compared to 8-5. So a few more denies for Sumail, but he is definitely maybe going to struggle with this matchup. He does have a gank coming in, though. What is this?
I don't know if this is a killing gank. This is just like a hit him once and run, because Seb just killed Solo at bottom.
Well, it's interesting they're able to make this kind of maneuver while simultaneously still getting a kill at bottom lane. The block here, ILTW does have a small little area to move on through. He scooches.
He is getting kicked out of this bottom lane hard, though.
Yeah, geez.
And this safe lane Abaddon is doing just fine. That's why Rezo is going for his own farm by pulling the creep wave. I think this is not a lane that he wants to be in a pure 1v1 situation in, and Sumail's going to get rolled on. This should be his death with the slow.
Now that's how you game somebody. Sumail tries to do as much damage as possible before he goes down, and thanks to the tower hit, Zayats gets a little bit low, but No-Tail, he's just here to collect the experience while Sumail's dead.
It's a pretty rough Storm game. I'm a little bit surprised, I guess, that they picked it. I think that Grimstroke is very good against your hero. I think TA, pace-wise in the game, is very, very good against your hero. Because every time you want to fight, she just has one more item than you, in my opinion. But if anybody, and I mean anybody, can do it, it's Sumail.
Yeah,
Sumail
this guy
Storm
was
Spirit.
known to be the king of Storm Spirit play. See if he's able to do it against somebody who has made a strong argument for an MVP performance in a tournament. No one has done so much for Vitus.Pro.
Yeah, but he's had a rough Necrophos game and a rough Invoker game, like back-to-back. He's had quite the unforgiving time.
So let's see if his confidence is shaken at all. It doesn't seem to be, at least in the laning phase. Resolution here, the top lane, we occasionally see it. He's just cutting waves, and there's not much can really do to stop him, especially since they did not start with the Skywrath in this lane. Because he was bottom lane, Resolution has kind of had a free go of it.
Yeah, he's going to even get the stack here.
Yeah, we'll see. No-Tail definitely doesn't want to give it to him, and Resolution doesn't want to have to share that experience, so he may just wait a bit.
If No-Tail is like the most, or Rezo is the most hyper-efficient player, he's going to go for, he's going to click No-Tail's hero, say like, he's completely out of mana. And that's why Zayats is also coming to protect, just in case, but Rezo,
pull this
he's going to,
over.
He's going to pull this all over Firefly, and he's going to get massive off of this. He missed one to range creep, but who cares, because you're going to get all of these other little creeps. And with No-Tail sitting in the fire, he might just die for this.
Yeah, with a roll in from Zayats, this is the most efficient farm you could possibly have on Resolution.
Dude, he got so much gold for that.
2 creep waves, and a hero kill. That's using Firefly efficiency
but
right there. ILTW is okay. Zayats is here.
Sox is going to hit him.
Okay.
Misses with the roll. Should be mentioned, by the way, that Zayats himself is also playing with some ping.
Yeah. Pretty rough ping, apparently. Resolution is going to go for it again here. No-Tail. He TP'd out into lane, and that just means he's dead.
Yeah. And Rezo might be going down for this, yes, but so far so good for him, as he did pull the creep wave to the second creep wave, so he'll be just fine. 33 is still having absolute free farm, and ILTW with this lane switch. He's got to be careful here.
Get the chains on Sumail, but pull back into his doom here. The slide fist and the stick charges may have actually allowed him to survive. No one's going to cut over. And Saksa, he's just in deep. Oh, he got the hit. He got the enchanted swing that gets the kill. And now even if he does die, which he probably will, no one only needs a couple of shots here.
Gotta get the juke heat.
The courier, he's juking it out. He's got a Fisher coming up too. He also has a TP. He wants to go back in. Cut through the trees, maybe. Oh, the Fisher block. He blocked him out. He can't get to him. No one is not going to be able to get this kill.
Wow.
Recharge mana, tapi GT juga masih diawasi sama TA-nya.
The other game too. Game 1.
Ketemu lagi dengan TA-nya.
That was so hype. And now he just runs in a circle. He's just wasting time. He's gonna wave himself goodbye. I know he's banging on his totem, but it looks like a bye. Very well done.
Abaddonnya di atasnya free.
That was hyperspace.
Free farm banget itu.
Interesting
Abaddon di atas bakal kaya banget.
That no one basically
Sini No-Tailnya dari tadi
mid lane.
kena culik mulu.
Can he actually get this kill? The TP out? Did they have the lasso? Rezo ready to get there in time.
Did have it, and he gives him the tip to
The
his
Rider
former
ini
teammate.
sedikit menyusahkan sih
So they
buat
had
tim OG.
he vacates the mid lane to give ILTW a way to recover.
Yeah, ILTW's game is
Dia juga udah berapa
so
kali
bad right now. Only 1,700 net worth at
Skywrath-nya
7
mati sama
minutes, almost 8 minutes. Solo's
Rider
probably gonna die after this. Not even gonna get that ink
sudah
swell off.
mati 3
With the
kali
creep
Bad
that
Rider ya.
33 have, they're gonna
Oh, 2 kali
position themselves
Bad
to
Rider.
pressure this tower. And this is how
Iya,
OG are doing it in this series right now.
Tower 1 dari
Play fast,
VP
just
bakal
continue to
diambil
run at them,
di
take this
offlane-nya
pace.
VP.
Do not allow VP anything. And Zayats is doing a really good job on this Earth Spirit, just roaming around, getting kill after kill, but you have to imagine they need to get on more of these lanes.
What do you think about 33's build up for this game? He did go for a very early Helmet
Abaddon
Dominator.
sama Earthshaker.
So
Bakal
it seems
cari-cari
like
dari
instead
VP.
of a maybe Hector style, K1 Hector style carry Abaddon, he's going to go for a very traditional 33 off-lane style Abaddon and just try
Iya, tower
and
satu
hit this
udah berhasil
heavy
diambil.
early to mid-game timing.
Yeah, probably get like
Oleh
Vlad to
tim
some point
OG.
too. I just think they really want to play this like style where they have items that are really cost efficient and cheap at fighting, and I don't know if
Yeah,
Radiance
this
necessarily
sudah
fits
mulai
into that
keluar.
mentality.
Inkswell, it's going to be pretty powerful
Inkswell yang
here
baik
with
dari
that stun of the Firefly
diberikan
plus
kepada
Inkswell. They should be able to run down Seb
Rider
here.
ya.
Big
Seb
passes
masih bisa
separates the two of
bertahan
them, and Seb,
dengan
he's
darahnya
getting
yang
away. In
sangat
fact,
low.
it's going to be Resolution who's in trouble. Samaya
Masih berani
almost
maju
finished him off.
Sebnya
33
dengan darah
will
seperti
miss
itu.
the kill to Zayed. Seb
Ya,
is
dapat
still
2 kill
alive, still
sepertinya.
fighting back.
Grimstroke
He's
juga
getting
bakal langsung
infinites
diambil
after
aja oleh
infinites.
Seb.
That's going to bring solo low, and now no one
Bakal
on the
ditarik
retreat.
oleh
But Samaya
Sumel.
looks
Gak
to
ada
slow
mana
him down.
Sumel.
Does Saksa have that Fisher? Not
Kayaknya bakal
quite yet.
selamat aja.
Couple more
Dan
seconds
dapat-
needed for
dan
that
hanya
one.
mendapatkan 2
OG.
support
Oh
dari
man, I
Managed
can't
to win
believe
that
Seb
fight.
didn't die there. 8-5, 2K goal lead, and this mid tower is
Favorite-nya
getting
sementara
perilously low.
ini
Can they do
mulai
anything to
farming
stop
juga di bawah.
33, who's really strong right now? He's got this troll creep. They've got 2 creeps stolen up actually because of the Enchantress. So there's
Tower
just this
satu di mid
literal
juga
zoo
bakal
right now
langsung
in mid
diambil
lane.
oleh OG. Oh, di sini
Nope,
TP
Total's
out.
gonna TP out
Dilakukan oleh
to
Skyward.
You can't catch a break.
The chains, it doesn't
Kabur
hit him.
dari
No-Tail gets away. Down you go,
Ember
he
Spirit.
says, as their mid tower
Yeah.
does indeed fall. Resolution,
Kurung
not
saja
much he can
menggunakan
do
net
in
tapi nggak
Abaddon.
ada
He's instead
follow
maybe
up.
gonna try and go for Seb here. Saksa in the back line is being assaulted by no one. No one slowing him
Inkswell
down.
kepada
Trip
Bad Rider.
after trap.
Tapi di situ masih
Saksa
ada
does eventually fall,
Seb.
but so does Resolution. Trade out there to the favor of OG.
Yeah, you're gonna stay worth it
tukeran
every single
support
time,
lagi
and
dari OG dan VP.
they're gonna get the ward too. And OG is getting rich in this game. Sumail is starting to
Ada
catch
double
up.
damage yang
bit by
bakal
bit. I mean,
diambil oleh
he's
Storm
only
Spirit.
100 gold behind the TA in a matchup where he was
Masukkan
getting
ke botol.
pretty hard. Now he's found a DD rune. And this team is really good at just pushing pace and continuing to run. And you can see that VP, and they're struggling, especially because
Skyward coba
ILTW just spent
mengganggu
this entire time trying to catch
Ember
back up.
dari
His laning
farmingnya.
phase was ruined pretty hard. But I still think VP can win this game. I
Trapnya
don't
mulai
think they're
diledakan kena ketahuan. Sep
completely done or anything. Their late
ini
game is
cuma
still
buat
really
mengganggu aja.
scary
Di
as
sini
a
juga
team
33
fight.
dapat creep, satu lane creep.
But what's crazy to me is OG just has
Iya, Skyward-nya
kill onto
terlalu
No-Tail,
tipis.
but it really feels like No-Tail's
sangat mudah
the only
diambil oleh
one
Bad
dying
Rider.
here.
Apalagi situ ada
He's got 4
Ember.
deaths out of the 7 kills that Vitus.Pro managed to claim. That is
Ya,
not
di
the
sini
person you
di-gank,
want to be
TA.
taking down. It's just a 5
Gak ada yang
position.
bisa
It
cancel
doesn't really matter
TP-nya.
that much.
No one with the instant TP out. And yeah, this score looks really deceptive because you think, like, how are they up 4K? And it's because
Ya, creep.
they're in fact
Mid
only
mulai
getting
satu lane,
kills really
mulai
on the
ditarik.
one.
Yeah. The
On No-Tail, sorry.
Yeah,
and Rezo
No-Tail.
might just die for this too. No, he's really
Taruhan
fast. He's
antar
got boots
burung
of
antara
travel. He's
Bad
just
Rider
gonna hop
dengan
over that cliff,
Skyward.
lead them on a chase. Wants to try to protect this bottom lane, so he's gonna kill this creep wave.
Flaming-nya sakit banget ya Bad
what's
Rider.
crazy to me is this game in particular.
Firefly udah level
OG
4.
is pulling out off the same style that we've seen
Dan sticky
before,
napalmnya
time and
udah
time again in the
level
series.
3.
Oh, jump in
Asik
onto
banget
Solo,
buat
gonna pull
ngurangin
back here.
magic
Raindrop
armor.
is not going to be much protection
sini
against Seb and all the pure damage from those
di mid
infinite shots.
berhasil diambil dari Grimstroke.
Roll
Ya,
back in onto
masuk
Samaya,
ke
low on
Spirit.
mid. They're going to be able to
Tapi
get the
situ Sep
combo
dengan
onto
bebas
him
free
with
hit.
Resolution.
Oh, di belakangnya
On
ada
top of the
Templar
Firefly as well.
Assassin
They're slowly bringing him
yang
out.
mencoba
33 is going to be
mengganggu
here though. The Aphonic Shield and that
dari
stops a
Sep.
ton of the damage.
Apakah Sep masih
That's
akan
going to be
selamat?
secondary
Oh, mati
target here.
dibakar.
Sep is going to get burned out before 33 has a second round of Aphonic
Ember
Shield.
Spirit juga mulai datang
still going for
bantu.
that back line. Really wants to kill Sumail as quick
Sumail
as possible. And
berhasil
he got him to
di
get that
end.
one. Science with the double kill. Keeps on going. Saksa
Echo
turns
Slam yang
around
baik,
with
cuman
that ultimate.
tidak
The
ada
Echo Slam not
damage-nya.
enough to kill the Ember Spirit though.
Karena 2 orang
And
tadi.
33 just
Terus Sisi
sideways
juga bakal
bit
tumbang.
by bit with no ultimate
Ember
left.
Spirit
They
berhasil
do
diambil
manage to
oleh
get Science,
No-Tail.
though, thanks to No-Tail and that Fisher from Saksa. Still a really, really bad fight for OG.
Yeah, what can you do if you're a VP with the gold that you got though? Last game, they kept trying to butt heads in mid tower, and they weren't able to ever take it down. And
Siapa
that was the
tadi
big difference.
sedikit
Is
offside.
in this meta, I think what's really important. What do you get out of your kills?
Bisa di
What
geng
are
juga
those
dari
kills
belakang
leading
dari
to?
Templar
Because the gold
Assassin-nya
that you
juga tadi.
get from the towers
Free hit
and the map
Templar
control,
Assassin-nya.
that holds pretty well in
Stuck
value.
dibikin lagi
And
sama
OG, it
Grimstroke
feels like
buat
whenever they win
TA
a
atau
fight,
Ember
they're
Spirit.
always getting some big objective.
Yeah, that's why you saw the gold lead barely budge. With
Yang
that
mulai push
change,
di bawah.
these
OG
kills
mulai
that you
nge-push
take away
tower.
the streaks, they're not nearly as impactful. And
Bakal
so,
main cepet
but these
dengan
objectives, they last
nge-push.
forever.
And they're doing this with some heroes that we haven't seen them. Right?
Yeah,
We haven't
Chan-
seen and Enchantress from this team.
Iya, di sini
And they're
Seb
still managed to pull off the same
offside,
two
saudara-saudara.
games. Now Seb's gonna die
Bakal
here.
dengan mudah di end.
As, it takes a while to actually kill him.
Iya,
thanks to
benar
the-
sekali. Mudah banget buat di
Yeah,
end.
but Firefly, Seb is really out of position there.
He's got to be a bit more wary because they do have, I mean, Batrider, one of the better counters
Network
against
masih
Enchantress.
dipegang oleh Abaddon karena
not
tadi
playing
pertama
very bad.
pre-farm banget di atas.
But I will say that I still think that OG's lineup is very mid-game heavy. Whereas I think ILTW, like if he gets big enough, if this TA gets big enough, maybe they can carry this game. Like I don't think that this Abaddon is going to build to scale super hard.
Yeah, so eventually he's going to get to a point where he's just an aphotic shield for
Yeah, he's going to be an
Storm
Aura
Spirit
bot.
and
Level
Seb's
Batrider
Enchantress.
level 10.
And Enchantress
Sedangkan
also has a lot of counters in this game.
Lawannya
They pump
Abaddon
out
udah
a
level
lot of
12. Sedangkan
magic
mid
damage on the side of
Templar
VP.
Assassin
Yeah.
level 11.
So
Storm
this game-
Spirit level 10.
I think is going to be a lot closer than the last
Carry-nya
game.
beda satu level
I do
juga
think
Ember
OG's
Spirit
lineup though
dengan
is just suited for being able to take these fights. It's a little bit deceptive. They have a Helm of Dominant and
Enchantress.
Enchantress early game.
double rune damage.
With that combination of
Double
creeps,
damage
they
rune.
managed to bully down the tier 1 towers nice and early, but since then haven't managed to win a fight and take down any of the tier 2s.
Yeah, they have very little ways to deal with ILTW just going for this.
Yeah, he's been quite
Beda
the
network,
nuisance
cuman beda
between
2
him and
kak.
Resolution. There are
Ya
a
di
lot of
sini
ways to be able to cut
bakal
creep
digging
waves.
aja dengan mudah.
Solo
Grimstroke-nya bakal langsung tumbang.
ups out a little bit too far and pings that there's a ward on that high ground. The truth is, it's on the low ground. It was right under his feet when he got caught.
He's dead for quite some time.
Tower bawah OG
because he
mulai
used buyback too.
diserang
Yeah.
oleh dua lane creep.
Okay, so now
Apakah mau langsung
Roshan, they do
Roshan?
have the
Ya,
Abaddon.
they can.
Roshan
They have
pertama
Abaddon plus
sepertinya.
Enchantress and Storm with the DD. Like this is actually a pretty good Roshing lineup. If Zeb wanted, he could
Bakal
come in and
diambil
take
oleh
this, right?
Sumel mungkin.
The untouchable. But I think they believe that 33 with his ice armor is more than enough, and they would be correct. And now this is going to be
Joseph yang
very
bakal
early
ngambil
ages
ya.
on Storm.
Sepertinya Supil
And
sih.
we talk about
Ya,
how
harusnya
TA
Sumel
really
yang
wants
kurang
this
ngambil.
item because you don't really have any defensive capabilities until you get your BKB. Because she's going to go full connects, and all of a sudden she has no way to fight into this. But VP are doing a good job of splitting out, fanning the farm. Ismail even getting a little bit greedy there.
Silence on ILTW.
Ya di sini juga udah mulai digging.
I'm not really sure if they can
Dia
get
masih
this.
punya-
Yeah, sure enough, he's able to slide and jump away to his remnant.
Fire Man.
Keep doing this, and I think
Masih
VP
bisa
should smoke
kabur.
to a lane and try to get something set up.
Well, looks like they're trying to get Seb right now.
Sep mulai dicari sama
He wasn't
Batrider-nya tadi.
spotted by the sticky
Karena tahu
napalm, so
posisinya lagi
Resolution
nge-push.
doesn't keep going, and maybe it's for the better. OG,
TA-nya udah punya Desolator,
Group it
udah
up
lagi
here.
mau dagger.
maybe it's time to take another
Kalau udah
tower.
dagger mungkin gampang banget buat nyari Skyred sama
They do
Seb.
get another tower, that is. Saksa could
Red
have
Spirit udah
his
punya on.
Blink Dagger.
Ember
And they
bentar
did
lagi
go for
mau
this
Maelstrom.
I like this. They want to still try to take a fight.
Gonna be able to grab Seb.
Iya, Seb ditarik.
With the Inkswell stun right
Sama
after
Batrider.
the lasso. It means he's so
Masih
far
bisa
away
selamat.
that 33
Bakal
cannot
langsung
get there.
di-end
But
dia.
it's bad now. No one jumps
Templar
in.
Assassin-nya juga di sini mulai
Iya,
ulti yang baik dari Grimstroke.
to be able to finish off that Earthshaker, and he's still somehow alive. 33 tries to chase him down on the Abaddon, but he has to retreat now. Science, a kick from the high ground, slows down 33.
Kehilangan
forced to use his
3
aquatic shield, but
hero,
it chains him
bakal
down
langsung
to
pulang
the
aja.
spot. 33 should just die as Samael cannot help him out
Kevitri
here.
juga berhasil ditumbangkan.
ILTW gets the double kill.
Hampir tim wipe.
Really nice grab by
Sumel masih bisa
Resolution to find the
bertahan.
Enchantress. And that's going to get
Sedikit
them the gold
berantakan
lead.
dengan keculiknya Sep di awal war
VP,
itu.
I talked about it. They have the
Karena
better late game
carry-nya
lineup.
Sep
They just have to
damage
kind of hold
dealer-nya juga
against this
sudah hilang
early game
terlebih dahulu.
aggression.
So it's
Hotel
particularly
pun
bad
bakal dengan
for
mudah
OG.
diambil.
And he gets it. Oh no.
OG itu gameplaynya seperti ini
That
sekali
was
ya,
lame,
gampang banget ketahuan.
says Resolution.
Kalau udah menang satu
Oh,
poin,
boy.
kan ini kita nyari
Missed
3
out
yang
pretty
dapat poin
heavily
3 duluan ya guys.
We're going to see
Still
the
though.
smoke. Rezo
OG itu
with the
ini sekarang
perfect
posisi
jump, catches the
21, pasti bakal
Enchantress,
disamain dulu 2-2.
finds her. They have absolutely no way of helping.
Biasanya
They
itu
try to
seperti
all
itu
in on this
OG.
no one TA, but she already grabbed 1 kill. So it was
Mempermainkan
already a
lawan
3v5 at
sepertinya.
this point. And a pretty good Echo Slam, but the Soulbind is
Ya, di
just a
sini
little
udah
bit too
mulai
much.
rating juga
With
dari
the silence,
Ember
Sumel
Spirit.
wasted all of his mana trying to all in onto this
Sep
Templar
hampir keculik
Assassin.
lagi.
And they try for the grab again.
Inkswell yang diberikan oleh Grimstroke.
Now Resolution, he's
Bakal
going to be
ditarik
grabbed by
oleh
Samael. Samael actually gets silenced up here. Oh, that damage.
Oh.
No one.
Sumel
Takes
yang
out the
mati.
Storm
Masih
Spirit.
ada
Will they get the
Aegis.
disable? Zions is gonna roll in and
Ya,
nail
tidak bisa
from
apa-apa,
outside
Sumel.
quickly. 3 shots to the dome from no one, and Samael is dead. Now Seb, half his health gone, immediately a buyback. A double chains there. The Fisher with the double
Balik
stun.
dari
Samael's
Sumel.
gonna be able to roll in and does
Mengarah ke
grab
Earth
Zions
Spirit.
before he can roll out. Now he's gonna look for the Ember Spirit as well, but ILTW,
They need more
he
than this.
jumps once, and he's got another remnant to go, so he should be fine here.
Whose mango tree is that, by the way?
That, I believe, is Vitus.Pro's.
Oh, that mango tree.
They managed to
Value.
roll in, pull him back. He's
Yeah, Seb kembali
he's
ditarik.
broken. Seb does have 33 though, and he knows he can kind of keep going as long as he's got the Aphotic Shield here. But now
Ulti
they've
yang
been
baik
so bound
dari
together.
Grimstroke.
No one.
Mengenai dua
got
hero
making
selalu
kills
lain.
streak, but he's going to be needed here for the team fight. He quickly takes out the
Berhasil
back line, and now
menumbangkan Seb.
33 with his ultimate already
First
being
hitting
used.
juga
He
bakal
will slowly
tumbang
but surely
sepertinya.
chase down Samael. That's
Di sini
a
masih
problem for him.
dicari
He's trying to run
Sumel.
into some creeps. He
Sumel
has no
juga
time
seperti akan
to work
tumbang.
with here. He is getting
Ya,
chains done
pas kali
and a
Sumel
dieback
akan
for him.
sudah tumbang.
OG losing back-to-back team fights there.
And this
Tower
will finally
pertama
be
dengan
their mid
mudah
tower going
diambil
down.
oleh VP.
ILTW has come back finally after
Water
being
Victory
so
berhasil
far
selamat.
behind in this game. We're seeing his impact. He's
Third
got a
sector
maelstrom
butuh
alone.
dagger
He's
sepertinya.
saying, I will not repeat
300
the mistake of
lagi.
last game. I will not just
Dia
farm. I have
harus
to fight my
punya
way
dagger
out of this
dulu buat
hole.
bisa inisiasi Echo
And
Slam.
no one, he wanted the be-all, end-all hero of this game, the Templar Assassin, and he's
Terus Victory
showing
bakal tumbang.
that he can put it to just deadly instrument in his
Templar
hands.
Assassin-nya
I
udah
think it's the
mulai
setup from
sakit
Zayats
damage-nya.
and Resolution. It's the two initiators right now that are making life really easy for VP. And OG's lineup, it's starting to run out of
farming
steam. You've got a
300
TA that has
lagi dia
almost
dapat
double the net
dagger.
worth of the Storm. He's getting very close to that.
Di-scan oleh
And this
VP.
was a Storm that bought
Ketahuan.
back to try to take what he thought was
Karena
going
mau
to be a pretty
ambil
free fight.
ulti,
Doesn't even get the
makanya
bounty
di-scan.
rune. I think in fact they're going to get 4.
Ada stuck, cukup stuck di situ, ada 4 creep.
Yep, that's 4 runes, and all of a sudden we've got a 5k gold lead. We're just going to trade stomps
Regeneration
out for a
rune bakal
game
diambil
5.
oleh Ember Spirit. Ya, bakal ditarik combo klasik ini.
Ace well stunned.
Tarik di stun, nggak bisa apa-apa Seb.
No one quickly blinks in and deals with no tail. He
Ya,
says,
di
you're not going to be
gangbang
bailing
4.
out your brother here in arms. We're going to get a secondary kill and maybe a tier 2 tower to add on to it.
Rezo has found Seb so many different times.
Network langsung diambil alih oleh Vitus.Pro.
You're supposed to have the
Perbedaannya
advantage as a
6k.
bad rider.
Di sini
We've
TA-nya
just not
di
felt that
posisi
this game.
pertama.
No, Seb always seems to be too far away from for 33 to react.
Dude, Brian's gonna be right. I'm so
Death
happy.
Rider dengan punyanya dagger tuh sangat menyusahkan, bisa nyulik satu orang.
OG, they
Terutama
survived
bisa
through a
menculik
5%
Seb
chance,
karena
a
masih
7%
tipis,
chance.
belum terlalu sakit juga.
A 12% chance was too much for them, it seems.
It was too high.
Maybe that's why they got to put themselves in the hole right now. Down 7k.
You get down 25k and then you'll start to make the comeback on the Divine Rapier Enchantress.
Tower atas mulai di-push,
siding
dipotong
with
lane
Vitus.Pro.
creepnya.
62 to 38 it says. You can see the GG bet odds as well. Heavily favoring Vitus.Pro, as it probably should, because we said early on when Vitus.Pro was
Mulai
behind that
nyari
they
creep
did have better late game.
Senta
All they
biar
had
bisa
to do was
nge-stun.
just kind of chill through this early game, not give up too much of a net worth advantage. In fact, they did
Smoke
more
dilakukan
than that.
VP.
They fought
Bakal langsung
back in
pecah
multiple
sepertinya.
team fights to now claim
Langsung
a
pecah aja.
gigantic
Seb
net
selalu
worth lead.
diculik.
Team fight Seb, gonna be targeted here
Jadi
with the
target
BKB
utama
from no one, allowing
dari
him to pump
Death
some damage
Rider-nya.
out unimpeded, but Seb actually does manage to get away. No tail, not quite as lucky though. Blown up by the combination from ILTW and no one. Seb will eventually go down
Mau
though.
Seb
He
ternyata masih
says
bisa bertahan.
nowhere to run to and nowhere to hide.
And the
Tapi
executing
sayang
shot
sekali.
from no one. It was that fight where they try to fight with the Aegis going onto the low ground, but it started with Seb getting picked off and
Abaddonnya
no
bakal
one
langsung
thinking
masih
pretty much
dikejar.
every single ability. Now that he's got his BKB, he's good.
Oh,
33.
look at that, Zayats. He's got the distance of the rolling boulder
Iya, di
talent,
sini
and he
Versus
used it
bakal
to
langsung
catch up
tumbang.
to 33. 33 tried to hide behind the tier 2 tower, but because of Zayats, no one gets the
Sebenarnya
beyond
game
godlike
keempat ya, ini game keempat ini
though.
bakal
What happened
diambil
there?
oleh VP.
He was just getting a little bit frisky.
Looks like he got Blink Echo slammed. I guess not a whole lot of shame in that, and they protect the more important killing spree in the beyond godlike.
Masih
on
butuh
no one.
800
He
lagi
gets a
stop
tier
shield.
to it.
No one still has not died in this game, and he had a very good mid lane matchup. He just continued to hit Ancients. He knew that this game was going to turn around as soon as they took one good fight. So far, so good. I want to see a game
Buat
number 5 to see which team can play faster, because these guys just battle it out for the early game lead.
Salah. Sorry guys.
I saw them coming from miles.
2 seconds. No tail. Skywrath Mage has no armor. In fact, we will see that he has like 3 or something.
Yeah, he's got 3 armor.
Against a Deso Mel TA hit.
Yeah.
You're going down.
You
All
have
right.
negative 11 armor when no one hits you with that combo.
Ooh.
You're just gonna get 2-shot every single time. Resolution, trying to stop this outpost from being taken, but his life may be taken. Oh, the blink away. The Eul's blink.
And now they're all here.
The chain's up.
The boys are back.
The male almost nailed there by Zions. He is going to be silenced, though. No one keeps on going for it. He does manage to get that kill. Seb's going to be left behind. 33. He knows that if he tries to bail out this Enchantress, he'll probably just be another death on the pyre here. No one. Oh, boy. What a catch there from my LTW. Double chains. Kick 33. Back outside of his base. Finish off no one. And then turn back for that baton with the borrowed time. But the chains to stop the TP out. That is pretty much a 5-man wipe.
Actually, no, it's going to be a 5-man wipe.
Because Saksa is going to die as well. He had just died bottom lane. And now he dies again.
Now the voice lines come out. To OG's credit, I think they had a very good early game with their build, but as soon as no one got all of his items, I mean, it has not looked very close, and Rezo has found Seb more times than I can count at this point. And there's just no real ways for OG to initiate a fight and take it properly at this point.
They just keep on running over OG. There's no clear semblance of a frontline initiation for OG. They're just getting picked apart non-stop by Vitus.Pro heroes. Now an Orb of Destruction, so add in even more minus armor for no one, and give him an Aegis as well to wish him on his way.
This is fine. He's happy about this.
Hey, he's got some armor. That's from the tier 3 tower,
from the tier 3 tower. All right, so here's what he does. He stands near the tier 3 tower at all times. Pumps up that armor as much as he can.
And then still gets 2-shot? Well, maybe he gets 3-shot instead of 2-shot.
No, I think he gets 2. But it'll be 2 difficult, hard-earned shots.
Yeah, with the proc of the MKB, Jesus. MKB, huh? Does anyone even have any evasion? They don't even have a Heaven's Halberd or anything yet.
He's planning for it.
This man is so far ahead in his build.
He's building theoretical items.
They haven't even begun to think about items to counter it, and he's already countering the counter.
Oh my god. No one's having a good... This is a good, like, purge game, you know? He's just mad about all the other games.
Just getting rid of all the frustration that built up from those 2 losses.
He's getting tipped. Oh, the long zip in, and it misses.
Sumail. Point there.
I saw it coming, and it was kind of getting hyped, but then I realized the angle was nowhere near. Rezo. 5-3-17, his Bat Rider. Oof.
Yeah, that escape that he did earlier with the Yules and then the blink away.
Baited the entirety.
And now he's going to be gone on here. Can they actually blow him up in time? It looks like it. They've got plenty of damage on the side of Alliance. Okay, now we see how heroes can actually die. We need distance for Seb to output that pure damage, but they can potentially 100-0 some of these heroes.
LTW is dragging them closer to his ward vision. This is really smart.
Science, they're going to give him the aim swell so he can get right in the middle of everybody. Doesn't actually hit the stun, but he does hit the silence. Tries to go onto no tail, but he's pulled back in by Sumail. Now Resolution's going to be able to grab Sumail, but it tops him in his play, but no one with the... of these two heroes. They're also silenced up. They can't actually save NoTail. Hell, they can't even save themselves as 33 is going to go down. And Seb, bit by bit, shot by shot, he pops. Yes, he doesn't. Don't be mad. He says, don't kill me. He hopes, but no such luck. Vitus.Pro win another fight.
Rezo actually diebacked.
Okay.
All right. So
Straight a little bit away from the team there.
that was very far away from the team. And that all just comes down to ILTW dragging them into vision. You can fight very easily at that point if you're no one, when you see all 5 heroes on the map. And it was a little bit of a mistake by Zayas. He was trying to stun multiple people with his Inkswell and ended up getting nobody. But it doesn't even matter with the lead that they have. They're just too far ahead right now. Maybe if Storm pulls off something crazy though, I could see a comeback. So we've just kind of traded out Stomps. I'm really hoping if there is a game number 5, it feels like it's not just over at 20 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be similar to the EG secret matchup at Dream League Finals, because that was also that was 4 one-sided games, and it was only I think the 4th game that was a close, fun one.
Because right now, I mean, we're just getting these 20-minute, and pardon me using my own name, these like blitz games where it's just fight, fight, fight. One team is demoralize the other team, but I will be silly if I just say this game is 100% over. I think that OG still have this like
never roll OG out, but you can roll Seb.
Oh, come on, Seb.
You can probably roll his life out. All right, the Ghost Scepter. Okay, the Yule Scepter to dispel that flame break, poke him away from his base.
He actually lives for like a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
And they found 33.
They had plenty of stuns, so what's the way to do? He's just gonna keep running, survive as long as you can, pop the borrowed time at the right time to take some damage off, but no. I'll just follow him.
He is not advanced in gold at all. We talked about how he had that really early Helm of Dom. They took that tier 1 tower top, and since then he's got Vlads and nothing else. And that was like 20 minutes ago. TA, on the other hand, has 5,000 gold. They're gonna pop their pair kit. It's a good item.
But much like how we were talking about whether NoTail dies to 2 shots or 3, feels like this melee barracks may eventually die. Well, he lost his Aegis, so OG, they can formulate a response here.
Yeah, this could be their opening. The long hit. Bop. It's only 1 set of racks.
Yeah. They do have the Aghanim Scepter almost being done for some mail. I don't know what their combo is going to be off of that. I guess it's just Echo Slam, but they don't have any other AoE damage to pump into it. So we're going to need a Dream Echo Slam for him. NoTail, well, he's dead. Okay, there goes. They managed to get the double pull. 30. He's trying to protect Jamil right now.
Oh, the Yule's like with the Earthshaker.
No one does too much physical damage. And now they've nailed Saksa. He gets off the Echo Slam, but it is a death croak from him as he falls. No one gets the ultra kill. Give him the rampage. Just do it, VP. Look at him. Surrounding Seb like that. They set up no one.
He stuns up the Earthshaker as he blinks in. Yeah. Then they Yules him and they fan out, and he hits a similar big ulti that Zayas did. So we've seen both 4 positions now. Trade out big whiffs. No problem, though.
Vitus.Pro, they did a great job setting up OG for no one to knock them all down with that big Templar Assassin. We did see OG taking that early game, and Vitus.Pro finally had an answer, right? And it
Oke, kita bahas minsnya 45-18. Ya, gampang banget dari Vitus.Pro. Kita lihat scoreboardnya di sini jauh banget ya networknya Templar Assassin sama Sumel. Bedanya udah 10.000 sendiri, level juga jauh banget. Killnya juga jauh banget, dari setengahnya udah bisa diambil dari Templar Assassin. Dan kita sini akan nunggu game ke 5 berarti. Oke guys, kita sambil chill dulu dengerin lagu ya guys.
You know that I went disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone, so save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption came. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make my heart beat super fast. Super fast. Super fast.
You make my heart beat super fast.
What does love feel like? What does love feel like? You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make my heart beat super fast.
You make my heart beat, you make my heart beat, you make my heart beat super fast. You make my heart beat super fast.
But I was not.
He's been impressive.
He has. I mean, absolutely 22-0 and 12. I believe maybe the best scoreline in the whole tournament right now. So pretty darn good. We are luckily into the draft, and I am excited to see this one. The Techies, it did get first overall every single game. They did not even give him a chance to play it. Smart play, I would say, by No Tail and Seb there.
It's really been a story of the 5 positions, I feel. You know, the teams winning are the teams who have like the better support. Or winning, and they're winning the lanes because the Shadow Demon's been key. The Grimstroke, when the Shadow Demon wasn't there, was a key hero. Coddle's just been kind of constantly banned because it's just that good.
Yeah, which it did get banned again.
And then teams picking dubious 5 positions like Skywrath Mage. You probably want to stay away from. Oracle's the other one that's been looked very good, even though it did lose 1 game.
And it's still in the pool. We'll see if that... It was Coddle and Oracle were last banned of this phase. Last time, we'll see if it's the same. Because Vitus.Pro, by the way, chose second pick. They did not take... This is the first time, I think, in this series, they chose second pick.
No one carry us to victory.
Yeah, it feels like that might be it, right? Like, you just pick low cooldowns and give him the game winner.
That means VP's probably going to pick Ember in their first 2, but it's going to get block picked.
They're probably going to go Mars Phoenix now, or Axe Phoenix.
You're okay giving up that Oracle then? Still in the pool?
I guess you don't want to pick Phoenix into Oracle.
I think just picking Oracle +1.
I like Oracle Troll. We saw Chicken Fighters do it a few times.
From what we've seen with VP is they pick that core that's flexible, like the Ember, because you can swerve at different lanes. But at the same time, they've been first doing Ember, then Ember's always safe lane. So is it really a flex pick when...
It's not really a flex pick. You're not giving it to no one.
Yeah. It seems like they just want no one to have last pick regardless. So it's going to be an Oracle +1.
No Death Prophet, as we saw in game number 1 already. It's been banned out every single time by OG after that. So do you think they pick something a little flex here? Do you just want to see the give me the troll, give me the TB?
I'm fine with the troll or Terrorblade. The troll's better with against the Ember Spirit. Instead they go Pango, so they're gonna wait to reveal their Oracle core.
Ooh, and they wanted the Beastmaster. Okay. Is it because maybe you're, no matter what, could have a better lane now that you're against an Oracle and not a more punishing?
Oracle's a really strong lane.
What do you do in lane in that? Is it just Oracle just kill the early boars and then right-click Beastmaster?
Yeah, I think the boar level 1 has 300 health, something like that. So the Oracle nuke is 120. It's pretty damn strong at killing summons or just like range creeps. I don't know, man. I've been skeptical of Beastmaster all tournament,
especially in the first phase.
You seem disappointed that they picked him. It's like defeat, like, oh, they've gone Beastmaster. Oh. Game 5 is ruined.
Yeah, it is.
Beastmaster, the roar himself has done it.
He just looks either like
OG,
super
give
good
us the roar. Do the roar.
Do the yell.
Well, Pango, so this is, as we've said, it can be a 4. We've seen it as a 4 so far in this series even, but where do we think it is for VP? I know it is open. We haven't seen Rezo play that much.
Yeah, I don't think there's like...
They haven't played that.
They have seen Rezo.
We've seen Rezo play Pango at least like 3 or 4 times, at least in memory.
I don't think I've seen Zayats play it, however. I don't think there's any Rezo heroes that normally would go with a 4-position Pango that much, so...
More than likely it's going to be him. It could be in the back of your mind, it's not, but we'll assume for now.
I still like Troll a lot for VP, whether or not it's 4th or 3rd pick. I think it's really nice in lane versus the Beastmaster. That's another hero that's really nice in lane versus Bristle, or versus Beastmaster. It's nice in mid if they want to put it against the Ember Spirit. Like, depending on where OG puts the Ember.
I imagine they look at when OG won with Ember early, running at them, it was the Ember being enabled by heroes like Darkseid that's now banned, and Grimstroke, which was banned on the first stage. So this Ember is nowhere near scary without those heroes just beefing it up.
Let's see, OG possibly get a reveal if this Beastmaster is that crazy no-tail 5, or if it's just standardly Seb or 33.
So what's like a second offlane hero that's good against Bristle?
Batrider?
Batrider, I was thinking, but then you're Oracle, though.
Yeah, that Oracle hero, we've been talking, denies so many. Batrider and Oracle, right? It's funny, Oracle denies Bat denies tons of other heroes.
Maybe it's Legion Commander again? I don't know. They're this team that just picks these out there heroes that no one else is playing.
Yep.
Skywrath Mage? You have chains into Skywrath Mage ulti?
Get out of here.
Nyx
Don't ever say that again.
Wow, you proposed this one earlier. Think it's a 5 position?
This is 5 position.
feels five,
This is they're not doing core silencer.
What if they do 5 beast master core silencer? What are you gonna do about it, Guts?
I'm predicting OG for sure then.
Yeah, okay.
It's already over.
I don't think they will do it, so I'm 50-50 on the
Silencer
draft.
bukan
Core
pakai
silencer,
reset
OG's one.
Okay.
I think this is just no tails here though. Yeah.
Do you really? I don't know. I know. Well, obviously, because Bristol, you know, you don't want to cast this stuff, but it feels like Bristol just runs you down and doesn't care about the damage you do with Arcane Curse to me. It's very odd to me.
You do care, but you also have Oracle to purge it off of you with just Fortune's End.
I think the silencer's being picked more as a 1-to-1 counter Oracle, so you can go on someone with a
Oracle player,
the precast.
but is he a god tier Oracle player where you precast your Fortune's End on yourself when you think they're going to global?
If you have vision, it's a lot easier, which is
still difficult to pull off, but if you do it, you purge the silence immediately.
I'm excited because we've seen it before. You know, Pop-Tart, we don't want to call you out, but watch that warding game because it's going to be important this game.
He's calling you out, Pop-Tart.
I'm calling you out. You're a scrub.
You weren't aware.
Pop-Tart, shout out to him. Observer, he's done great. The whole event, he's been observing the whole thing, so big shout out to him.
So what's the Zayat's 4 position, I imagine, to go with Pengo? Or what's the Reser hero? Because they're almost definitely saving no one's here for last.
Yeah. Against Silencer.
Well,
I think Dazzle would be great. Oh, wow.
Dua support yang
Dazzle, though.
memiliki
Guardian Greaves builder, obviously, against the Silencer is always good.
It is.
And it's really good because you lower the cooldown, so...
They're pretty light on stuns right now, especially against an Ember Spirit.
Makes Ember, if he ends up in the side lane, his lane's just a lot worse playing against the Dazzle. I feel like VP are realizing the lanes and early fighting is key. I know Will harped on it a lot as like, you got to be ready to fight if you're VP. And they've gone Bristle, they've gone Dazzle, Pengo, low cooldown ultimate.
You have? Oh, go on, sir.
What's better than low cooldown than a hero whose ultimate gives them cooldown?
Lower cooldown, yeah. And I was going to say, I know we're saying no one should get last pick, but now all of a sudden, do you have to be worried about this Ember going middle? You just get destroyed by Dazzle. Like, it's kind of an open pick, I feel. And we have seen no one play it in this tournament.
Tusk is... It chews through these bristles, but I think Pengler is one of the better heroes against it. I also think Dazzle might be a decent core against it as well. There's going to be this whole battle to get to the back lines of VP, because if you can't get through this initial wall of Pangolier plus Bristle, the fights are going to be way too difficult to kill anybody. But at the same time, if you can burst the supports, VP kind of just... VP needs all of their heroes to be alive to function, basically.
When you talk about this wall and getting the backlines, I think VP needs some stuns to protect that backlines, because you can just run on through. It's only the Pengo ultimate right now that offers any control, really, so...
We need to see a last pick.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Silencer? Enigma game of 5. Those are 2 of the longest cooldowns, though, guys. I was told by you guys, the casters, we need short cooldowns. How are we getting 2 of the longest ones literally in Dota?
Do you do a last pick Wyvern here?
As
a 4.
Or Rubik even. But get your own black hole. You might.
You have to counter this Enigma, don't you?
Feel you do, yeah.
Or you look to win your lanes and just run over them, because Enigma gives them a greedier, like, 4 position typically. Maybe it's a 5 actually with the Tusk Silencer support duo. So it looks like it may be a 7 Enigma, but you might
just do, like, they can't do the Necro Bristle because that's banned out, but we've seen the Necro Bristle idea where you just have all the lanes shoved in at all times, and it doesn't really matter if the opponent has a good team fight, they just never get it. They never get the fight that they want. So
5 seconds. Oh, the no one. Wow. Okay, so someone who does jump to the back line gets Silencer and Enigma, but
it's a Dazzle.
It is. Oh, so it's the 4 Dazzle. Wow. What a crazy draft from both sides, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool storm pick. Obviously, you never feel good about a storm pick into a silencer, but you need to be able to jump the backlines. And there's this stage of the game where I feel like you can just jump the silencer, and you itemize for that BKB second item maybe, and then suddenly you've got a way to play around global.
It's a 7 Enigma.
It is. Wow. So I mean, I don't know. This is the craziest we had. They all decided to save all these strategies for game 5. BSJ, give me some percentages. Let's hear them.
Guys.
I think I like OG here, surprisingly, so I'm gonna have to go 91-9 VP.
Okay, so he likes OG. We're just gonna say he likes OG, and he's picking OG.
I talked about how I think the supports are being so key. In all 4 of these games being stomps, it's come down to the supports. I think VP have gotten the premium supports as far as getting the Oracle particularly. I don't think we've seen Silencer for good reason, so I'm going VP. I think they're going to have better lanes.
Okay, this should be a fun one. Game number 5. It's all decided right here. Is that last pick Enigma gonna do it, or will no one once again just have a beastly performance? Game number 5, and it'll be casted by Cap and Blitz.
That's right, we've gone the distance, and it is now 2-2. All that's left is this Game 5 between Vitus.Pro and OG to determine who's going to be your ESL 1 LA online champions and be taking home that $60,000 prize pool at the end. You see the odds, they are getting closer and closer, it feels like, as is deserving for a Game 5. Let's see what happens as we head into it, shall we? Blitz, what do you think about the draft?
You have one team that is relying on the overall big team fight ender in Seb. This is the first core Enigma I think I've seen, though. Most of the time we see it as a forward position, and I think OG wants to still continue to play very fast. Despite having this Enigma on their lineup, I think they'll use it more as a pusher, if anything.
And this core Enigma is going to be in the mid lane, so it looks like a way to simultaneously shut no one down at the same time. So they can deny him a fair amount of creep, slow down his farm as a Storm Spirit. Were you pick Storm Spirit into the Silencer?
I'm looking at OG's hero, and that's the only really annoying thing. He has items that he can get, like he can go Yules at some point to counter that too. And he has, I guess he doesn't really have anything that can save him outside of that. I'd imagine one of the VP's support heroes will get a Lotus Orb this game.
Yes.
Because it's very good.
Hope for the Lotus Orbs. We'll see.
The battle begins.
Scout out here. Both teams trying to figure out what the lane configuration is gonna be. And as a result, there is only one hero on each side of the map that is picking up the bounty runes. Now, the rotation might actually work in the bottom lane because Bristleback is already set up at his safe lane tower. So Vitus.Pro, this is what they were looking for. Zions and Resolution will body block the wave so that it runs into the tower and bounces off, in turn pushing into Vitus.Pro. 33 is actually going to immediately be assaulted here as a long duration Fortune's End holds him in place. Now they just need to make sure to keep that poison sting damage taken up. Resolution's got to be careful. The tower, though, 33 should eventually die here unless he could somehow juke it out, but no, that's going to be your first blood. Solo claims the kill.
I do like how fast VP's lineup can potentially play, though. They have a lot of run-at-you heroes. I mean, they're kind of going all in on this concept of just non-stop fighting. And OG, this game, is slowing things down a little bit and trying to secure the later stages of the game, I think. And we'll see if that decision pays off. Maybe it's just... VP's like 4 long cooldown ulti draft, I felt took it one step too far, but I don't think it's the worst idea to try to pick these like major teamfight ultis.
So you think that OG, their long cooldowns are manageable?
Yeah, they have a good balance because they have Tusk, Beastmaster, and Ember Spear too, right? Which are some of the fastest heroes in Dota.
Sure.
So there's a good mix and balance here.
A similar play was made in the top lane where OG body blocked Vitus.Pro's wave, pushed it in, and then they pulled with the Tusk. They pulled that second wave back. So both teams are looking to be able to, in the off lane, pull the lane equilibrium to their advantage. What was the point of all this, Blitz? Was there a certain lane matchup one team was looking for?
Not entirely sure. I think Pango is fine against Beastmaster. I think they want this Dazzle, though, against Beastmaster. And I think they were trying to avoid getting tri-laned at top. Like, I think ILTW is fine here. If anything, I think VP should be pretty happy with the lanes and the way that they're set up.
Yeah. Zions and Resolution You're trying to keep 33 from getting any farm, but unfortunately for them, the creep wave is right underneath his tower in pretty much the perfect spot.
Yeah, but I think this laning phase is pretty good right now for VP.
Is that, and part of that had to do with this mid lane? Because it looks like no one is really far ahead.
Yeah, so the thing about this matchup is, yes, it's annoying getting some creeps tonight, but he can't deny you any other way. And he doesn't really harass you that much. You have good armor on Stormshade, so all these little love taps that you receive from the Enigma doesn't bother you that much.
Back over the top lane, ILTW in some trouble here. The Fortune's End to try and purge out some of that damage, but there was more to come.
Any way to kill a Bristleback, it's going to be Tusk early game.
Yeah. Tusk early game, and then Arcane Curse to try and build up that damage while he's spamming out his quills.
Even the Silencer can play pretty fast with this Arcane Curse build.
Yeah, for sure.
Quite nice against the Bristle if Solo wastes the Purge. And ILTW is getting into some weird staring match right now while Sumail just kind of farms.
Trying to get the pull straight back. You can, if you time it perfectly, you can pull the hard camp straight through the tower, but that will be denied by No Tail. Back over to that mid lane, seems to be going a little bit better for Seb than before. He's trying to make his best use of those Eidolons in denying against no one.
Yeah, once you have a decent level of them, this should be okay, and he should have...
It's the early Eidolons you couldn't use to deny, right? It was just, they're too easily fed away.
Yeah, they don't really do anything. They're super weak if anybody runs into them.
Yeah.
Which is why we'll see when Enigmas try to jungle, you just get like one support hero to hit back. And Beastmaster is also having maybe the worst time, but in the exact same spot, OG is going to pick up another kill. 2-2, completely even. Both laners are getting the brunt of the damage.
And who is it worse for to be shut down this hard in the laning phase? Bristleback or a Beastmaster?
I think the Bristle, honestly.
Yeah.
Beastmaster will always be a roar and a hawk.
And Bristleback, his entire idea to output damage is dependent on him being able to survive through that burst damage that he's going to counter later on. So they are going to have to find a way for him to recover, and it looks like
he's
for now...
jungling right now, but so is the Beastmaster.
It's Soul Ring jungling. That's the way he's going to do it.
It's like, who got screwed harder? Both of us. Yes.
33 hasn't even managed to pick up level 2 of Call of the Wild yet.
Oh,
so
boy.
even his jungling is going to be very slow.
I mean, everything is terrible about this for both ILTW and 33. Both of them are going to have to take a little bit of time before they're not just complete non-factors.
All right, finally got level 3 in the Beastmaster. He did it by soaking some experience away from mid. He's going to join his allies in trying to shut down the Bristleback. He said, screw it. My lane's terrible. Let me just go ahead and help make sure that Bristleback's game is equally terrible.
Haha, he's also not getting far.
Blocked out a little bit by the shards, has to work his way around it. The boar keeps on slowing down ILTW. He's being chased farther and farther. The tag team doing so much damage here. No one shows up. He's only level 5 here with a double poison touch, though. Maybe they could do something here. Solo, they can make sure 33 cannot TP away. And Soxa, he walks right on by Solo.
Of all the people, the 2 people that die in this engagement, like, yeah, I don't know why, but it's so funny.
No Tail, he can TP out if he wants to.
This is definitely worse for the Bristleback, let me say.
Yeah.
This guy, he thrives on being ahead in these games. 33 is just running at him with boars. He doesn't care.
Okay, so maybe we're going to have the 2 totally gimped laners of this game match up against each other at bottom now, because Resolution will leave that lane now that he has his level 6.
Okay, ILTW is going to see 33 and they're just going to nod at each other and nothing happens. Nobody will call for help at all. This is the most gentlemanly thing that you can possibly do.
Is this where you go the no deny game?
Yeah, exactly.
You just
help each other out. Free
gentlemen's
farm.
agreement.
Free farm.
We'll both farm. Nobody messes with
the other. See, the real scumbag move would be to call somebody down to bottom lane. Like ILTW says, hey, get down here, let's kill 33 again. But I think what they should do is both of them just farm. And you just chill, and you get along, and that's just dandy. But in fact, ILTW has decided to go for the jungle. At some point he will realize It's a fellow, you know, they're not part of the bourgeois.
Oh,
They're both
no,
poor.
no, he called in reinforcements.
Don't do it. I will respect you slightly less.
All right.
He's built up negative
Solo
karma.
backs off because obviously ILTW needs all the experience he can get.
Oh, really?
Let's see if Solo actually sticks around for him, though.
No, please. Just let these boys farm. They're in their own game now. These two, just peas in a pod, they'll farm. The bottom lane is now denied to the rest of the game.
Oh, what is this resolution? Okay, I think NoTail might have seen that. He backs off now. 33 will not get ganked.
This is karma. 33 is just going to wait as they dive top, and they're going to lose their top tower now because of this move.
Should've let the boy farm. Let's see if he, NoTail is actually going to TP mid to collect some farm there. The haste rune spotted by Solo. He's going to see NoTail as well. Sees an opportunity for a Fortune's End. No one. He's going to grab the haste rune and no, he's not going to zip.
I don't think he wants to go into that. I don't know if that's the easiest kill, as looks like Pango is giving up on this.
It's now mid lane. Both teams
Double wards.
walking around. Sentry on out. NoTail. You're going to be saved by Seb here. Seb just kind of waiting out.
He got blown up.
Oh, but it whipped halfway through.
Black holes.
Grab Seb immediately. Now an opportunity for Rolling Thunder. If they want to pursue here, they can. The Swashbuckle goes out. The Rolling Thunder. Nice snowball dodge and put it onto the Panko. He's pulling him off back. Now he can bounce him off the wall. No, he actually doesn't go for it. He just tries for a clean escape here. While Samael, he sees no one on that Storm Spirit. Has a bit of mana to work with and a Fairy Fire. So it'll take a lot here to bring him down. No one's actually going to turn, pull him into the tower, and try and jump, but a Sleight of Fist catches him right as he lands next to Zayat's dead in the grave, and Dazzle has no shallow grave to protect himself. A triple kill for Samael.
What a sick save by Saksa. I loved watching that. I was trying to hum the Batman theme. And at bottom lane, the two boys, they're sheltered to this world. They're just chilling, as we're going to see again. It all starts with Rezo. He pings out NoTail. They blowed him. He got blown up so quickly. Watch this.
I don't think they expected that.
Boom. He's dead. And the roll passed. No one with the dodge, but Saksa with the perfect snowball. Look at this. Get this man. Ah! No.
See, I thought he was going to bounce off the wall here and then bounce
And
into
come
the
back
two
in.
of them, but
I don't think it mattered. It was not a good position anymore. Sumail with a really nice rotation.
And now Samael is up 1,000 net worth on anybody else in this game. Second being Resolution Pangolier, who has yet to really get a good grip on this game. Hasn't found any big kills. He's going to look for one on 33 here. He immediately gets Primal Roared up. He's going to be taking some tower shots, but should be saved by Zayats. Now, the Rolling Thunder, it's still not going to go off. He didn't actually ever cast it. Resolution just dies, and Zayats will also fall underneath the tower. Samael gets that double kill.
He protects his poor ass Beastmaster, but probably going to be a dead NoTail here.
Yeah.
He was so poor in this game. Just leave him alone. Don't come bottom.
Don't go bottom.
Don't go bottom.
These poor boys need to be sheltered from all this violence in the world. Mid tower, it's about to go down. Seb making good use of this Enigma, does get denied now. Gonna be vortexed into the Rolling Thunder and just killed off. So what could have been a really nice pickup for him in just the tower gets denied.
He'll take that every day though. Tower going down.
Still going the way of OG, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be really satisfied about that. Saksa needs to catch up though. Quite under-leveled. Zayats, on the other hand, he's already level 6. He's just gonna farm up at top. I think OG want to pressure this Dazzle, not just let him free farm under the tower AFK. That would be the prescribed play for them.
Multiple TPs.
That is exactly what they're gonna do. Zayats
Following Samael into battle.
Backs up. And now the Beastmaster, like, look at him. He's almost got Necrobook 1. He's level 7. He's a roar. He's strong. This Bristleback, on the other hand, has a Soul Ring himself. He's level 7 too, but you're not going to feel this presence on the map.
No. I mean, he can be so easily nuked down. Just so few items like this. You can see he's very far away from his Vanguard. Okay, that's a rather large.
This is the comeback
Asian
for
stack.
ILTW. This is his stimulus check. Get it for him.
Quill's building up. And that 1K gold lead that OG had taken over a bit by Vitus.Pro and that big ancient stack. So they get through it. They're losing a lot of map control for it, though. They lost the top tower. Now OG continues the push into the tier 2. Of course, the Glyph is able to just deny the entire creep wave that was pushing in.
I don't know if I love that trade. They lost a lot of damage on that top tower.
Yeah.
And it took them a lot of different heroes to do that. And it's not like they pressured bottom. Like, if you're VP, I would like them to get on some lane. And that's why Rezo is still sticking around at bottom. Big fan of that. Jamail is going to catch Solo, who is 99% dead.
Yep, he does not have level 6 yet, so not even able to false promise himself. And now this tower is definitely dead. Vitus.Pro, they'll take the trade-off of a tier 1 for a tier 2, but it's a very one-sided trade.
I don't know if they can fight right now. So this, like, slight greed, and the way that they're using their ultis, like, we haven't even had to have any of the major ultis used. In fact, the first black hole missed is because the rest of the heroes can fight just fine. And Sumail's getting aggressive everywhere on the map. Soxa is too with the nice snowball saves. Like, they're kind of doing it off the back of these 3 heroes right now. And they're using the Enigma mainly as a push hero, similar to how they use Seb normally, or
Sure.
33. Like, they pick one hero that can just push and fight. They have so many different summons on the ground.
Yeah, last game it was in a Batten with a Helma Dominator. Like,
And then
there's very
Enchantress.
clearly a game plan.
Yeah, there's
in
a theme
how OG
here.
takes control. Trying to grab him, the silencer. First target here, No Tail. He's not stunned, but doesn't go for the global. He holds on to it, and he'll hold on to it into his grave as Sumail. Now he buys back, pops that global silence. His solo's going to be finished off here. Sumail looks for the next one in science. Same time, ILTW.
Oh, he gets wrong.
Juked it a little bit. Looks like Sumail did spawn him, though, and he might still be able to run him down, or maybe not. The chains goes out. Sumail is actually out of mana. Of course, he does have that Aegis, but with very little mana to work with, he can't really chase down these heroes.
And that's not the worst thing in the world for a VP. They had to both use buybacks. Only 29 gold. It was like not even 100 gold exchanged either way.
These kills are so worthless.
They're so bad now. It's so low. It's hilarious.
Storm Spirit has Akaya, a 3-man smoke up from OG. As even with that global silence on cooldown, they still want to keep it going. They have Black Hole after all. They do have the Proud Roar as well. Sox is going to join them for this engagement. They're not going to find any members of Vitus.Pro. They very smartly pushed out the top lane, hid, and TP'd.
Yo, if they see them TP bottom and he pushes out, I think they can just go high ground on a line. I almost said OG. I think they could just go for it right now, as Sumail's going to push mid. I think you just continue to go at top.
Just run the Eidolons in.
Yeah, why not? Maybe
Well,
they don't mech.
They don't have much of creep wave just yet.
Yeah.
Takes some time to get there.
He's not going to play on the black hole at all. He's just going to kind of play as a pusher. I like this. He's got the Eidolon attack range.
Okay, so better way to be able to siege the tower. Resolution doesn't put himself that far away from Sumail with that swashbuckle. So he will get chained up again. One more swashbuckle coming. Now they're going to be saving him. Resolution jumps a little bit farther away. He does have plenty of heals with that to Vlad, so he should be fine. But Solo, no longer having a false promise, has no backup.
Oh, they lost the mech. Seb.
Ooh, what happened to it?
Come on, man.
No one's cutting the mid creep wave and kill the courier.
I mean, Seb's courier just died to the tower.
ILTW, he has a Vanguard, so he's kind of tanky, but OG, they're so strong right now with the tag team. They make short work
That
of
was
that.
very odd. He just kind of ran through them all.
Yeah, and they just beat through his passive. Those quills were not a problem.
That was pretty funny. ILTW is like, pardon me, just making my way here. Just trying to get back to the base, right?
He's like, I'm strong, guys. I have my Vanguard.
Oh, another courier's gonna die. What am I watching?
What the hell?
I just watched 4 or 5 couriers die at once.
These boys need to get... Oh, there's another one. Go to mid.
Are you
Go
serious?
mid. Go mid. Go mid.
Oh my god, what? Who still hasn't... What is this game? Like,
All right. So Sumail still has his courier. and Vitus.Pro still have 4 couriers on their side.
Okay, nice.
So in half the couriers in this
Half
game
the
have
couriers
died.
are just gone, I guess. Interesting strategy.
Zayat hiding out here in the bottom lane. Once again, Vitus.Pro are resorting to cutting creep waves very, very deep on OG's side of the map. It hasn't worked for them before when they're in this scenario against
Yeah, but what
OG.
else are you supposed to do at this point? I feel like this is really your only move right now.
Just a bit too far behind.
Yeah, and the only reason Sumail hasn't lost his courier is because he's waiting for his Deso, so maybe it's a good thing he doesn't quite have the money for it.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's paid off for him.
And look at that, Zayat pops out in that bottom lane, cuts one way.
Hello.
But OG, they've been really good about hunting these heroes when they go for plays like this, and Zayat has indeed been caught. Still has a snowball just in case he gets off the Shell Grave and tries to go for the TP. Zayat doesn't even bother because he knows. You did, boy.
I like how he charged it to full, just as an extra,
Yeah.
just as the last measure.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming for your ass.
Oh, Lord.
13-7, 1,000 gold lead for OG. So really, it's not that big of a difference. Maybe some of that creep cutting is
They're farming, dude.
it's doing its work.
Yeah, it's because OG are still only getting support kills here. Resolution is still doing just fine. 33 is going to whiff on the axes, and he should know that somebody's farming these.
It does feel like, though, that it's going to be a game that is entirely on no one because of how far behind ILTW is.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he's not going for a build that will scale the best. So the biggest problem with Storm playing against Silencer is you have to build Yules early instead of going for a Bloodstone.
Okay.
But Yules does not feel like a complete option because there's still stuns on the enemy team, right? So it just sort of sucks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In conclusion, he sort of just sucks.
And this is a Storm Spirit that has a very, very bad win rate here at ESL 1 LA. So no one. Maybe it's time to earn that MVP performance that he has been lauded for so many times. If he can do it in this game 5, it would certainly be worthy. What is that item on the ground? It's a raindrop.
We might actually get a long game. I've got hopes.
Got hopes.
I've got some hopes.
Yeah, because it's not like OG have to really, like, they know ILTW's game is terrible.
Yeah.
Pango, you know, it can scale into the late game for sure, but most of this is going to be back just off the back of no one. And they have some great late game heroes like the Enigma.
He's going to hit a few heroes. They're going to get complete vision control now. I mean, VP see nothing right now. They are scared boys.
They're blind as bats.
Their
right
vision
now.
is not amazing. Reslo's going to try to pick up some bounty runes. Whereas look at how much vision OG gets to the map.
Yeah. Just at the sign of almost any hero, Vitus.Pro has to retreat and blow some
Pango ball misses. Nice
Pango
dodge.
ball, Samit was able to get his remnant before he jumps back.
This is 2 ultis expended by VP. ILTW, you've got to start being a little bit careful here. Seb is now coming in for this. They don't have False Promise anymore, nor do they have the Pango ball. Surely you can just purge off this silence, but instead he goes for it on the Enigma. And they've got to be careful.
Samael double chain. Solo's still there to try and protect against some of the magic damage, but it's too much physical. Samael's going to be pulled back in. Can they finish him off? They actually got him. The black hole. It comes a little too late. The global silence is down. They do manage to catch the Storm Spirit as he zips in, but he's kind of healthy. He gets burned about. Malphite. Oh, he gets away with barely out. He pops the bottle, and he's going to be fine. And look at ILTW. Maybe he can get his revenge, but he's so slow underneath all of this. The boars, they're keeping him in place. The Crimson Guard goes off. His back is turned, but bit by bit, piece by piece, he may just end up going down the heel. The heel. It's Solo. He's managed to keep him alive. Now Resolution's looking to be able to storm down. No one's back, baby. He barely survived through that team fight, and now he's back to exact his revenge. He's going to be able to pop that Yule Scepter onto 33, allow Resolution to catch up to seal the deal. They're going to go for the boar and the Beastmaster.
Wow, they
Double kill
held.
for no one.
They decided to go because so many different things were on cooldown, but no one... he gets the tip and he deserves it. The Yules onto the Enigma. They didn't really get to use any of those big teamfight ultis properly at all.
No, not at all. No Tail thought he was going to protect the black hole with the global silence, but the offensive Yules.
Let's see it again. So right here, they're starting to clump up a little bit, but Sumail goes in so deep, and all it takes is one stun. And this was perfect positioning by no one. He drags him back Then he gets to go back in. That was so neat by no one. He commits by pulling him from the high ground, and obviously the Enigma has no choice. He thinks, maybe I can still save my Ember here, but he's just out of range. Then he gets the Yule Scepter off. The Storm Spirit, he pulls them back. He lives with like 50 HP. ILTW survives, then he finally comes back in after healing and just spamming out clarities. Really well done from VP. Finally we get a game.
The Storm lives on line 25 health. The Bristbank lives on 100. OG, they barely missed out on a great team fight for themselves. Instead, it turns the other way around in Vitus.Pro. They're now ahead in net worth.
They did that so well. Cannot commend them enough. And it's really Sumail just jumping in thinking he's invincible. And he might have been if the rest of his team, you know, had vision on the high ground.
Low ground, they're going to go for him, trying to burst him down as quick as possible. But he does manage to get off the snowball, goes a small distance away. That Lotus Orb, but not protecting Resolution. And Global Silence went down afterwards. He needs to be able to get that swashbuckle up. The Zaves are coming in, though. 2 different defensive supports will allow this Pango to be able to get back.
Now he's getting his ball
Thunder, tries to go for the Ember Spirit, but Sumail's already jumped away. 1 remnant up, needs another one to get to the high ground before Resolution's here. Dodges that ball, but it keeps on trucking. Finally, he bumps him out. No, dodges it again. Does manage to dodge it back over to Solo. He's been caught by Saksa. He's going to be chased down by the support while the Beastmaster's chuck in as well. The Shard's going to be able to block him out, and he should be dead. Vitus.Pro keep on moving forward. Seth, they spot him next. But Sumail, he's got a surprise for him. Comes back in for 3 minutes. Over the Yule Scepter. It goes down, stopping that what could have been a game-winning fight. But now it's the turn from Sumail caught up in the remnant, pulled back in by the Vortex. He's not able to jump away. Science dies to No Tail, but it is a dying croak from No Tail. He goes down. 3 dead on the side of OG, and they just keep on looking for more Resolution. With this Lotus Orb feeling like he's invincible right now, goes past this tier 1 tower. The Shards goes out. He's jumped up in the air by the punch. He still has his swashbuckle to go. Maybe baiting in Seb and Saksa, seeing if they'll overcommit into ILTW, but no. OG, they know it's time to be able to reset. They've saved their tower. That's what was important.
What's important here is that they're saving their supports on the side of VP.
Yeah.
All 3 cores, if you keep going on this Pangolier, he doesn't care. He has so many different ways to get healed. He has 2 different saves. When you take fights on the big, bad, tanky cores like this is what saving supports love. Then it's just, you're playing WoW or something, right? You just sit back, you cast your spells, you get to be the healer. Multiple different saves on the Pangolier, and they just overcommit and they run out of damage at some point, OG. And they're relying on this black hole. We see the odds right now, doubled up, but they're relying way too much on this black hole, and no one is outplaying single time.
Yeah, he certainly is. Great
he needs to catch
by him.
If you look at VP's lineup, the only thing that really stops him is the Pango, if he gets like a bash or something, or the Storm using him repeatedly. And that's why he's going to go for a blink. He wants a better position. But VP, I mean, they've set themselves up for a pretty good mid game. We're finally going to get a pretty even 25-minute mark. And the Lotus Orb that I talked about, it's so important. Rezo gets it. There's so much single target.
Big time. He's been removing a lot of those abilities. Yeah. Malefice, he's been removing Arcane's Curse.
Regardless of who wins this particular game, I think right now no one is overperforming on this Storm.
Yeah.
8-1-2. He's against really difficult heroes for him to play against, like Ember Spirit, the Silencer, the Beastmaster, and his positioning has been quite literally flawless.
Sumail, maybe thinking that he needs a BKB. He's not sure whether or not he's going to go for that. He has the Ogre Club. But he has Chrysalis queued up. Does he have a BKB on a courier somewhere?
And as if he might
pull him back. This means no global silence in the fight. This means OG has to immediately retreat. Resolution is not able to get the extra hero. Gets stuck on the cliff instead. They're not careful though. OG may strike back as they see Solo an opportunity to be able to burst down that 5 position. They immediately
need to protect their supports.
With the buyback as well. Deziant, he's been caught as well. Tries to go for the shallow grade TP out. Big tanky cores. ILTW trapped by the Shards. Just turning his back to him, delivering what damage he can. But Bo's gonna come over, trying to go for a pickoff on the Seb, but Seb's too tanky. especially pair of 33 with that blink dagger. One primal roar, and this game could be over for no one.
That was a big mistake from VP. They win a team fight, or they kill the silencer, and they're in a good spot, and they split up. The supports decide to go one way, the cores go the other. Real rough for them. You have to stay together at this point. You see how easy it is for OG to win team fights when they get on top of the supports?
Yeah.
Have to protect your 4 and 5. You have to be in front of them, but instead they go far to the left, way out of reach. And without the global silence VP, they want to take this fight. Resolution, he's in there. He's going to bounce back a lot of spells. Gets false promise.
False promise. He's going to be okay to get off the Rolling Thunder. Now he's going to try and hit some heroes here. He can't get Seb off the wall and allows Seb to be able to blink away.
If he gets Seb there, it's so huge.
2 ultimates now on cooldown. OG. Which do they choose? Do they march into that high ground, or do they take the Roshan? It looks like with the tag team, they'll opt for Rosh.
And they've got Deso. Seb, he's so critical to this. He's had a few bad black holes, 2 instantly canceled, 1 miss. But all it takes is 1 for you to win a finals.
Resolution. Once again, trying to make himself the target, has the Lotus Orb, has both defensive supports on the high ground ready to play for him.
She's getting really low right now. Storm finds a Mindbreaker.
No one is pretty far away. Is he can go for a long zip in? It's looking like he might. They're trying to get the information. There's the zip through. Doesn't do that much damage though. Zep, he's able to take off most of it with the Guardian Grease. He got off the essence ring, and now the Primal Roar. It's onto the Sword Tree, but a Lotus Sword saves him. It puts him in the snowball. Do they have a stun to be able to catch him? No, he immediately breaks the snowball to be able to zip onto 33.
Watch for Seb. He still has
goes for the black hole onto 2. No one can't really stop it. He's out of mana now, and that's just going to hold on through. They do manage to get the Shell Grave off on the Solo. Solo survives a little bit longer to get off some heals, but now the global silence with the ice shards as well. They're stuck. He pops the Scepter, a zip away, but no one chains. It'll hold him in place. No one goes down. No buyback available for no one either. It's only going to be this 3-man from Vitus.Pro. They're trying to escort ILTW out of here, but the chase continues for OG. They're going to leave behind Zayas, but Solo's up next. Saxa with the ice shard, scouts for him, doesn't find him. So they say, good enough for us. Let's take that Roshan, boys.
VP, if you watch back this replay, it's all going to come down to that one moment where the 2 supports decide to split after they kill Silencer to de-ward and get wards up on this left side. It forces ILTW to buy back. It puts them into such a weird position. I mean, you're under vision this entire time. Seb was very, very patient with his black hole. He finally gets it off for a decent duration. Catches all 3 heroes here. Zayas, in fact, doesn't get hit in it, and he does get his save off, but the full duration is more than enough. All the supports are quite low after that. The global silence, as the Yules comes down, he grabs the chain, perfect timing. And that's the way it goes.
This OG team, I mean, they haven't been able to lock down no one so much, but no one is unable to really kill anybody in these fights. This Guardian Grease from Seb, as you said, they're going to use it, this Enigma, as a momentum hero. They're going to use it to push down towers, get all these team fight items, and have an advantage to a point where no one struggles to be able to get even just a single pick-off.
Yeah, but how much more can you ask out of this guy? No one, I feel, has won so many different team fights for them in a row.
Certainly sucks it. Good use of the snowball there to be able to get to low ground off of the neutral creep camp. And Samael, he goes back in. Onto ILTW. They do purge up Samael. Samael may just end up dying here. He's going to go try and get on top of Solo here. He gets off the Shell Grave and the False Promise. ILTW is going to leave his support behind and try and retreat, but most of OG, they're circling around.
This guy doesn't have buyback.
They know if they can catch him here, they're going to use the Primal Roar. Now he's got his back turned to some of them, but there's so many heroes here. Can they possibly bail him out? The Lotus Orb goes down. The Rolling Thunder is going to bounce on through, hitting Samael, hitting 33. The Ice Shard's going to block him in a little bit longer.
Did they go too far?
Out, but they've actually healed him thanks to the Dazzle. The Rolling Thunder continues to hit. 33 managed to blink away from that last dodge that may have actually killed him, while no one tried to go for the kill onto Samael. But Samael is actually going to be fine. OG and Vitus.Pro both struggling to be able to bring down some heroes there as the heals come out from the Guardian Greaves from Zayas.
And both lineups are so tanky.
This ILTW bristleback with the Crimson Guard and an Assault Cuirass. They cannot overcommit on him, expecting him to go down easy.
But they're going to commit to the high ground. They do have the black hole, but Seb way up in front. Rezo makes it over the wall. And with the swashbuckle, they should be able to hold this far more than enough time for their Oracle to be back.
Yeah, with the bristleback and a Crimson Guard, it's so hard to push that tier 3. Rezo does opt for the damage talent for his level 20, which is not terribly surprising, seeing his damage is the #1 issue for Vitus.Pro. Level 20 talent coming in soon for No One's Storm Spirit. Nice catch. Resolution. Once again, that Lotus Orb protecting him. Gets off the Rolling Thunder inside of his own snowball there.
Goodbye.
And he's away to safety. Resolution. Bit of a cheeky all chat from him. But it still doesn't change the fact that OG are in control of this game. They're not actually up in net worth, maybe by the slightest margins, but it does feel like they're the ones always playing on VP's side of the map. And if they just win one big team fight,
yes,
that's going to crack open VP's base.
And VP realistically need about 3 fights before they can do something with the map control that they get back. We saw they win 1 fight and both their supports get caught out, and we lead to this disaster. They have to be really careful at all times. You cannot get cocky. You cannot lose focus for a second. If OG sees your supports, they know that's their chance to win the game. But this is the kind of game that I was expecting. 24 to 15, just a kill a minute, just brawling, 5-on-5 fights where positioning is all that matters. We're
DOTA
finally
Plus.
having a game 5.
DOTA Plus says the game is dead even, 51-49 now.
It feels that way.
Yeah, because OG do not have the clearest way to break high ground, particularly against a Bristleback Storm Spirit duo, but they seemingly take team fights with ease.
And
Zoxa spotted. Resolution. Can he get off the Lotus Orb? He does not. He tried to go for the Rolling Thunder instead and gets caught in the process.
just gets a little bit too cocky. He was getting too comfortable with surviving those positions.
Yeah, now with a pick off like that, it's time for OG to try and force a buyback out of Vitus.Pro.
How many teams do you see only with a 1K lead like this try to go for it? They just lost their Aegis, but they're playing off the fact that Rezo is dead. He does have his buyback.
They can show Seb here. Hey, look at me. I've got Blink Dagger and Guardian Grease. Nothing to worry about. If he backs off now and collects his BKB, it may come as a shock to Vitus.Pro in this next team fight.
They're waiting, and now they don't have an easy cancel for this BKB black hole. Seb,
BKB, it's here now.
But they'll have clicked and seen the courier come forward. But this is going to finally mean the tier 3 towers, they've finally broken out that outer shell.
They still have ILTW there, though. Arcane's curse, it just doesn't go away with the Bristleback. He had to use Fortune's End to purge it off of him.
Fresh set of Eidolons, the punch.
Zoxa sees his opportunity. Just a small window to punch ILTW in the face. Misses. Okay, a smoke up from No One.
I think he was trying to get bounty runes and push at this bottom lane.
Okay.
But he'll be way too late for it. Yeah, he's trying to go for the bounty runes. We'll see to mail, I think. That'll probably confirm to him that all of them have been taken, and that's why he breaks his smoke. Starts to push out that bottom lane. And now the 4K gold lead for OG. They've controlled this entire triangle area. They're farming up pretty much everything that there is on the map. Most likely going to wait for the next Aegis.
No One's going to have to play this game so well. There's now not just a Blink Dagger, but also a Shadow Blade on 33. He can truly just play for hunting this Storm Spirit.
And he is. He realized how easy that fight looked when he finally got Roar off.
Yep.
And no one has outplayed him for such a long period of time, but eventually you're going to get caught. He does have the Aghanim Scepter now. Big team fight item for the Storm Spirit. This is the build that most of the Storms go nowadays. But he has to be so careful about not getting roared VP.
33 pushes
Don't
out
lose your
again.
supports here. Look at them just run past
the supports. Immediately going to be targeted. Solo does have the Shallow Grave on him. Tries to walk it off with a Glimmer Cape. He's going to be okay, but Science needs to save. They're going to have to use that. They save each other. There's No One with the triple Electric Vortex with the Rolling Thunder on through. Oh, he didn't get his BKB out. Seb, they've taken him out, but the 2 supports are all going to die, and No One is low on mana right now. Science is actually saved. It was an appeal coming in that they only lost their 5 position. A buyback came out from Seb there. That was a 5 for a core.
Yeah, and Seb, just in the center of everything, it's ping-ponged around, just bounced up in the air non-stop. could not fall to the ground and get his BKB off.
A beautiful combination from No One and Resolution. That AoE Vortex with the Rolling Thunder, that's the winning combination for Vitus.Pro.
Play to win here, though.
But even then, they only got the one flawless punch to the face. ILTW trying to put his back to everybody, has the Lotus Orb, and it has Science behind him, so he's kind of comfortable with this. Electric Vortex going out just for a bit more damage. They're going to try and clear through these siege creep that are currently assaulting their tier 3 tower. OG, they back off. Head back over to the mid lane.
You could see that OG, as soon as they left their base and they had vision of the two supports, what their priorities really are. But that was really well done by VP. Their two supports actually saved each other.
Yeah.
One guy False Promises, one guy Graves. It was really cute. Something like, we're in this together, bro. Like, screw our course. As long as we survive.
The smoke up behind ILTW pushing forward very aggressively, and OG should certainly know. This is the first time that ILTW has pushed past this line. And they are a bit wary of him for now.
And OG fans are pleading with Seb. You've got to get this BKB Blink Black Hole off. This game is still in your hands. I would still say it's OG favored. They don't have an easy way to cancel this. The only way that he gets caught out is when the storm comes through, but that surprise factor is now gone. So they're gonna jump.
They see the storms here in the top lane, so immediately they try and jump ILTW solo.
He's very tanky. They will not
get in the
for
Glimmer
this.
Cake. They're not gonna overdo it here. They don't overcommit for ILTW, and the supports also don't commit some of their defensive abilities. Yeah, the storms here. Jumps over the side. They see him. Oh, there goes the global silence. No one. He still has the Yule Scepter though, and Seb
perfect
does
by
not
No One.
bother to go for it.
Yules is himself, and now they've got to get out. They're going to lose the silence here for free.
Kill. He's certainly dead. Seb, are they going to go back in? The Prime War, they found the back line. Solo, Shallow Grave. Science saves him. The Black Hole comes on through. The BKB Black Hole on the board. But Rolling Thunder goes on through. Stalls up the damage from Samel. Can he actually down Samel? They actually do. Oh, ILTW. He's putting out the damage. He's pumping out the brakes. He's going to go for Seb. Slow him down. Damage. The Viscous Nasal Goo. The snowball. Oh, they got another one. Resolution comes through. They manage to get him. ILTW with a sick bash takes the 4th kill, and that's a dieback from Seb.
They just have too much heal on the side of VP. They finally outlasted them. You saw how long it took that Storm to die. He pops his Bloodstone. He knows he's dead, but he's just trying to buy as much time as possible. And ILTW, his hero finally comes online. Doesn't care about that 4-man Black Hole. They're just pumping heals into these cores, keeping them alive.
I think he got 2 different clutch bashes there. I think one was on Sumail and then that other one to stop the TP.
Yeah, you can see No One right here. He outplays them. The global silence goes down, but there's nobody to catch him. He hears the roar, and he knows it's go time. Everything is free from here on out. The roar goes out. They all stack on top.
Such a beautiful black hole. There's so much damage from this light he uses here, but then Sumail gets stunned up by the Rolling Thunder, and they don't get a second Sleight of Fist in.
Gets bashed, lucky shot procs. The Storm was still alive till the very end there. Resolution, he's got enough backup. The bash at the last second from ILTW to clutch it. Oh, that was so well done. And again, this is such a nice Storm to watch. He gets global, but he's already zipped onto the high ground on the left side just in case somebody wants to blink in. Resolution pops the ball.
He just wants to make sure there's no chance of any funny business. Nobody's going to blink in and try and steal all these items. They get the Refresher Shard and Cheese on the Pango, and they get the Aegis for ILTW. Probably not the ideal target. Maybe would have preferred No One, but I guess if you're going to assault high ground, it will be the Bristleback in front. And he's now got a double damage with an Abyssal Blade as well. They're going to give him a bottle to put the DD in so they don't have to immediately go high ground either.
They don't want to make OG's mistakes and rush things. You still want to be careful here, OG, with the Black Hole.
And what this means is they finally have a BKB piercing disable. Seb no longer has the freest Black Hole game.
And even with that, it didn't feel like they had enough damage going into it.
Yeah, certainly, and that's why he's trying to get more damage out with the Magnum Scepter on the Enigma.
He's taking a lot of damage, but look, the two supports in the back line. It's so hard for OG. You don't want to commit the roar for one of these two supports because they save each other, so you almost simultaneously have to flip the switch. Soxa has to go for one, 33 has to go for the other, while you're popping global so they can't save each other. It's such a complicated way to win this game now if ILTW just sits up here. And he's gonna commit. Sumail tries to go for the supports. He wants him to
try to get that fast kill, but no one.
Oh no, they grab
the Next, the Global Silence goes off a little bit too late. No one in some trouble. The Black Hole actually lacking them too, but they do have the False Promise. No one may survive for a little bit longer. They managed to get a bash onto Seb. Now the roll in from Resolution. Rolling Thunder bounces once, twice onto Soxa, hops over him, hits 33 instead, while no one goes up to full health. Laying into Soxa, trying to get that kill. A punch in the air, and no one will retreat back to the rest of his team, where they're going to try and deal with Samael. Samael, low on mana here. One sleight of fist, but now he's going to come back down to earth. Quickly surrounded by Vitus.Pro heroes. He's maybe dying here. Soxa tries to bail him out with a snowball. They're getting so low. LTW is trying to get him with the abyssal. Damage just a little far, but no! Samael, he goes for the TP out. No one finally gets him. He finally gets that kill, but he's committed his life to be able to get that, and he will certainly die without the mana. ILTW, now a man, a machine, a monster, just looking for more kills in a 2 versus 4. The roll is on ILTW tries to save his support. He goes for Seb. Seb's so low, but now he's been broken as well. Tries to slow him down even further. BKB goes off. No more slows. He's able to get away. Instead, he turns on to Notes. Notes laying the damage onto Zayats, but he survives. He gets through all of that, runs away with ILTW. They get that kill on the one support. The guys are blocked him in, but immediately an Abyssal Blade. Soxa still gets off. He's still alive. He's still alive. A bash. One more, and he can save him, but Zayats, he finally goes down. But it cost them so much. OG, they've committed so hard just to be able to kill a damn 4 position. ILTW slows him down to a crawl. A board blocks him in. A 33. He gets the blink away. A TP. Is he gone? Can he get out? No bash. No. ILTW misses the kill. 33 gets out.
And OG, they somehow hold throughout all of that. And if they could have saved their Ember Spirit, oh, that would have been such a definitive hold for them. And we're going to see it here again. The Global Silence comes up. They were so close to killing Seb. He almost did not get this Black Hole off.
Yeah. But even when he does, the False Promise on no one is all it took. He heals up the full. ILTW just doesn't really care because he's got an Aegis.
But look at this. They get so deep that they can't protect Solo anymore. Sumail just jumps the backline. You've got to be careful here. This is Aegis syndrome, where because you have Aegis, you feel invincible. That does not apply to the rest of your team.
Sumail gets so low that Snowball, Lotus Orb on ILTW, preventing him from outputting the damage, forcing no one to go back in, and in turn committing his life to trade for Sumail.
Oh, that was a risky fight.
Back into the game we go. 33-23, a 4,000 net worth lead for Vitus.Pro. But honestly, does net worth even mean anything?
No,
in this
it only
game?
comes down to the fights.
It all comes down to who's going to execute better. Swashbuckle cooldown talent for Resolution. ILTW has the Warpath damage per stack, so he is going to be hitting really, really hard now.
As if he doesn't already, he's got a level or 2.
Oh, that's a great way to break home the base, that's for sure. Look at him, he's got 5 stacks right now, hits for 500.
And you can see that Seb has also determined that he doesn't do enough damage, and he can't rely on his other cores to be alive with him at the end. So he's going to go for the Aghanim Scepter himself. An item we don't see very often because most of the time you go Refresher, but I think he's relying more on the damage of that initial catch on that Black Hole. He wants to try to get that Bristleback, who is a melee hero, so you can't really rely on him to save it for Seb. And that's a little bit unreasonable here.
He still needs another 1,800 gold if he wants to buy that Aghanim Scepter and still have buyback.
It's so hard to breach high ground for either team. I mean, this is the game that I wanted. We're getting it right now. Both fans of both teams should be so excited right now.
A 4-man smoke up.
Maybe if they catch Seb here at the bash.
He managed to get a bash, but a blink away immediately by Resolution.
Not willing to commit there, and rightfully so. They don't have enough vision right now. They don't want to just ditch their supports. Keep your supports alive, VP. And this is the most cat and mouse thing I've ever seen. It's keep your supports alive, find the supports, OG.
It's so crazy to me that this team fight could come down to, because very likely Seb's going to target ILTW, right? He's got the Abyssal.
Yes.
So in turn,
well, he wants the Storm.
Oh, they're going to go for it here. Lotus Orb bouncing back that Malf is stunned. He cleanses off with the Guardian Greaves. Something similar here. ILTW has been Silver Edge, and he's taking a lot of damage right now. That's why no one's going to come in, grab a few heroes, and give ILTW the space to retreat.
It takes so much for either team to win a team fight at this point.
But if he hits the Black Hole on ILTW, then it's up to Rezo to get a bash off a Swashbuckle.
Yes. which we've seen him do before.
Yeah.
And he's going to buy out that Aghanim Scepter. He's got a Quickening Charm too. That's why it feels like Black Hole is always up.
He's got the Abyssal Blade now on Red Zone. The Minotaur Horn, we've got Witless Shaco on Zayat, so he's at 3k HP. He is not easy to bring down.
No, not at all. He almost lived in that last engagement. He was like a quarter second off from being able to cast Greaves and then grave himself, and that would have been the death of 33.
Spell Prism for the Storm. Saksa, he won solo. He always won solo, and he may just have him too. Solo. Can't even get off the False Promise. The Rolling Thunder on 2 with the Vortex Show. That might just be able to seal it. The Black Hole goes up, and no one touches it. The Rolling Thunder finishes off No-Tail. Immediately buys back ILTW. Managed to get the Abyssal Blade. 33. Waiting for the kill on his Zions, but he's so damn tanky. 33. Can't really do anything there. He has to retreat. Back underneath the sentry. There goes that Abyssal Blade. Used onto Saksa. Saksa still has a snowball. And he has a blink up. Can he blink away? He blinks away in time before the Rolling Thunder can catch him. Rezo, he used his Refresher Orb for this. They need a kill, and they found No-Tail. No-Tail gets off the Global Silence, but he's certainly dead. OG, can they do anything off this one? The Yule Scepter goes down, the Rolling Thunder is still going up. They chained up Seb, and Seb, now a Bachelor Fall up on Seb as well. He's dead. He does have a buyback. They're going to try and chase Samel next. The Shallow Grave goes off onto no one turning. Samel surrounded. He's dead as well. Another buyback could be forced. His ILTW marches straight for those barracks.
Seb, without Black Hole, what are you supposed to do here? Maybe he just buys out Refresher, sells a bunch of stuff. I don't know. But that Black Hole did not connect in the way they needed them to.
No, it certainly did not.
And all the buybacks coming out now.
Now they have to stall for 50 seconds if they want this. A kick! It pushed Saksa into the rest of Vitus.Pro, and ILTW, they don't really want to go for him.
This is not the target you want to be kicking to the base.
Saksa, he's so tanky, but eventually he's going to die here.
Another
left
kick
in the middle of him. Kicks Rezo into his allies, but at the same time, they can't do anything with these positionings. They don't have the damage to take advantage of that.
He needs to kick the supports.
He needs to kick Solo or Zayat into the rest of OG.
And instead, he just gives him a freebie. He doesn't have buyback. 577 gold short.
He dropped the gem as well, so it's going to be a lot harder to be able to kill Solo. Solo is friendly smoke. Two-man remnant follow up with the swashbuckle. The bash went down, and now they're going to be able to get on top of Seth. That's a buyback. Samel against the world. He's going to be able to slide a fist and get back to the fountain and play with this, constantly harassing VP.
They're going for the edge.
They see this opportunity. They're going to start chopping down those tier 4s. A glyph goes in. 33 and Samel. And next up, No-Tail. A 3 versus 5. Could they possibly do this? It's going to be running out. No one. A little bit low, but the Rolling Thunder is just going to keep them chained right in front of their fountain. No hope to retreat. Only a buyback available for 33. And Vitus.Pro taking the buildings. They will take everything from OG in this best of 5 finals. They have done it. A 2-1. They come back in game 4. They come 5. And Vitus.Pro are your ESL 1 LA champions.
What a game 5. No one is your MVP. That is the argument. It is ended. I have decided.